Stephanie K. Part 1. Chapter 1. Ellie. Desperation is a weakness. I should know since I'm on the cusp of doing the stupidest thing I've ever done, all because I'm desperate.
What can I get you, sweetheart?
The guy behind the bar asks, letting his eyes fall on my exposed cleavage. He has to be old enough to be my father. I bat my eyelashes at him, keeping in character, although I want to punch the chauvinistic pig in the face. I'll have a pina colada, please. I twirl a strand of my hair around my finger. I always seem to attract the attention of assholes, and I'm fed up with it. It plays to my strengths, though. Seduction and deception. Two things I've always excelled at. Even if I often seduce the wrong fucking men. The bartender smirks, giving my cleavage another long stare before finally walking off to make my drink. My heart is pounding in my ears, drowning out the god-awful music thumping away in the background as I scan the club. There's a lot of security, particularly leading into the back rooms. It will be a miracle if I can pull this off. I have to pull it off, though. My life depends on it.
Here you go, darling.
The bartender sets my pina colada on the bar.
That's $5.
I nod, digging into my purse to pull my second-to-last $5 bill. It won't hurt, considering I intend to leave this place with thousands more than I came in here with. The only way to get in the back is to create a diversion, but it would have to be loud and distracting, enough to force the security guys to leave their posts. I scan the club, searching for something. My attention lands on a drunk man swaying on a stool a few feet away. I swallow hard before stepping toward his stool and pushing it out from underneath him. I feel bad for the guy, but this is life or death. By the time he falls to the floor, screeching and thrashing, I'm heading toward the back wall. I smile as the two bouncers move toward the commotion, leaving their stations. I didn't expect things to go so smoothly when I walked in here tonight. After checking that no one is watching, I grab the door and slip inside, walking along the corridor. It's almost too quiet as I step into the main office, shutting the door behind me. My heart beats at 100 miles an hour as my eyes clock the ridiculous amount of cash. Why the fuck did they leave all of this here unguarded? Maybe the Romano family is getting too cocky for their own good. The cash is in bags, but it's not like I can waltz out of here carrying one. My eyes scan the room, searching for a CCTV or any other form of security. I see no signs of it, which makes this even more ludicrous. The Romano Mafia can't believe their name is enough to dissuade people from stealing from them. My handbag is empty, so I can stuff it full with as much cash as possible. I need at least $80,000 to get myself out of the shit I'm in. I work quickly, grabbing stack after stack of $10,000 wedges. I fit 16 of them inside my handbag, but that's all I can fit. Then I work on putting some under my clothes, placing 2 inside the pouch of my cash-stashing thong, and 1 nestled in each bra cup. It may be uncomfortable, but it'll be worth it. 200 grand is much more than I'd intended to steal when I first walked in here, but what the heck? I need as much cash as possible to ensure I get away from Bruce without a hitch. The last thing I want is to go back to that life. All I needed was 80,000, but 200 would set me up elsewhere and give me a fresh start. I sling my handbag over my shoulder and walk toward the office door. There's no sound outside the corridor, but the last thing I want right now is to get caught red-handed. I open the door and peer into the corridor with a long, deep breath. It's empty. How will I get past the guards if they are at their stations again? I shake my head, hoping they are still trying to deal with the drunk guy. My flat shoes squeak against the tiled floor as I walk the abandoned corridor back toward the club. The music pumps on the other side of the door as I perk my ear to listen for the guards. I can't hear anything, so I plunge, pushing it open. My shoulders sag in relief that they're still not at their posts. With quick, agile steps, I head away from the door without drawing attention to myself. It's been a few months since I've been in the game, but I haven't lost it. I scan the club, trying to work out the best action. The exit is clear, or I can have another drink and try to blend in and remain inconspicuous. In a moment of haste, I head for the exit. Sitting at the bar with all this cash makes me sick to the stomach. I head across the dance floor, hoping that I've pulled this off. I'm so close to fixing all the problems in my life and starting somewhere else with a fresh slate. I squeal as 2 hands snake onto my waist, pulling me to a stop. "What the fuck?" I say, spinning around to see a young guy smiling down at me.
Come on, honey. Let's dance.
He says, breath stinking of alcohol. I shake my head. No thanks. I'm on my way out. His grip slips to my hips, and he holds onto me hard, digging his nails in.
I said have a dance with me. It was a demand.
I writhe against him, but he's strong. Out of sheer panic, I bring my shoe up to his crotch, kicking him where it hurts. Unfortunately, I'm no stranger to dealing with men who can't take no for an answer. He yelps, falling to the floor and holding his crotch. Everyone around us stops dancing, staring over at us. Great. I don't need this right now. The plan was to leave this place without drawing attention to myself. Instead, this jerk has drawn everyone's attention to me.
Are you okay?
A man asks. I spin around, and the blood drains from my face. It's one of the security guards. I give him a nod. Yeah, he tried to force me to dance, I say, nodding toward him. My heart is in my mouth as the security guy eyes me.
I'm afraid we have a no-violence policy, so I must escort you out.
Holy shit. Will this guy escort me out of this place with $200,000 of their cash? I give him a nod. Of course. I'm so sorry. He takes hold of my wrist and gently tugs me toward the exit. My heart is thumping harder and faster than the pulsing beat of music filling the club. This is crazy. And if I pull it off, I'll go down in freaking history. A muffled plea comes through his radio, and my heart stops beating.
Don't let that woman leave.
I make that much out. Please tell me he's not talking about me. The guy releases my hand to grab his radio.
Sorry, what was that?
I dash for the exit, knowing this is my last chance to leave.
Fuck!
The security guy shouts, rushing after me. I dodge a couple of club-goers, sprinting as fast as I can. I'd always been a quick runner in high school. It has helped me in a few binds during my thieving career, if you can call it a career. My heart races hard as I step through the exit, setting my foot on the pavement outside. I'm out. I keep moving fast until heavy hands land on my shoulders. Whoever got hold of me hoists me backward and shoves me against the club's wall. The impact knocks the air from my lungs, and I gaze up at 6'8" of pure muscle with a shaved head glaring down at me. The kind of guy you don't want to fuck with. From one look at him, I know there's no way I'm getting out of his grip. The security guard, who had let go of me inside, rushes toward us and grabs my arm.
Thanks, Enzo. I've got her from here.
The giant nods and moves back into his position by the side of the entrance.
Where do you think you're going?
He asks, eyes narrowed.
No one steals from the Romano Mafia and gets away with it.
I swallow hard as he hoists me back inside the club. There's no use fighting. I've been caught red-handed, and there's no going back once you fuck with the mob. They'll kill you before you can blink. At 23 years old, I never believed my life would end this early. Desperation can force you to do crazy things.
Chapter 2. Leo. The crates are stacked high, swaying as the gentle waves cresting beneath us rock the boat. We have at least 100 heavy crates of guns and drugs to unload tonight, and we need to do it quickly. Our contact at the Philly PD has assured me he can keep the docks unguarded for half an hour. It's not a lot of time, and it doesn't help that the boat arrived 5 minutes late. Where shall I put them, sir? Joe asks, straining under the weight of one of the crates by himself. He's a stacked guy and stronger than most, as the other guys share the burden between 2 other men. Out the back of the unit. I cross my arms over my chest. "Make it quick, all of you," I say, raising my voice. I cling to the board in my hand as the men visibly quicken their pace, rushing faster down the ramp toward our unit. I count the crates as a loose verification that everything we ordered has arrived. At least until everything is safely locked away in our unit, then the guys will start the official count. Joe also quickens the pace despite struggling under the weight. I walk around the crates again, counting them to ensure they're all there. The last few shipments from these guys were incomplete. Rick made sure some men visited them down in Mexico, even if the sellers we deal with are hard bastards. As far as I heard, it got messy, but it went our way. If my father taught me anything, it's that fear is power. We can't keep our reputation without making an example of the people who cross us. It helps us survive in the criminal underworld and stay on top. My phone's ringtone breaks through my thoughts, and I dig it out of my pocket. The name Hector flashes on the screen, making my stomach twist. He's the manager of one of our clubs we own to launder the money from our illegal activities, and only rings me with bad news. "Hector, what is it? I'm dealing with a shipment down at the docks." There's a moment of silence on the other end. "Sir, I'm sorry to disturb you, but we've had an attempted theft here at Mode." There's a short pause. "A woman tried to make off with $200,000. Fuck's sake. I glance back at the guys unloading the shipping containers, wondering if they can handle this alone while I deal with a fucking worthless thief. Joe is the only guy here who is relatively senior in our operation. "Sir," Hector pushes. "I'm on my way." I cancel the call, shove my phone back in my pocket, and walk over to him. He's the most senior member here, but I've never entrusted him with something like this. I don't trust anyone. "Joe, something urgent has come up at Mode." I cross my arms over my chest. "I need you to deal with this shipment for me as fast as possible, okay?" His eyes widen slightly, and then he nods. "Sir, I won't let you down." I clap him on the back and give him a meaningful stare. "Make sure you don't. I'll try to get back later during the stock count." I check my watch. There's only 15 minutes until this boat needs to clear out of here. The blood drains from his face at my tone. It's the first time I've ever trusted him with anything so important, and he needs to know there will be consequences if he fucks this up. He nods in response, and I turn to leave, cracking my neck as I walk out of our warehouse. The summer's breeze is cool tonight, blowing off the sea as I walk toward the parking lot at the docks. This is the last thing I need right now. Theft of the magnitude Hector just described is beyond anything we've dealt with for a while. Anyone who tries to steal from the Romano Mafia is insane. We kill anyone, man or woman, who disrespects us. My Merc is parked in the disabled spot. I get in and let my head fall back against the headrest. Talk about shit fucking timing, especially in the middle of such a huge delivery of guns and drugs. When I get my hands on this bastard thief, they'll wish they were never born. I consider calling Kane to help me oversee the docks, but I know he's got his hands full with his new plaything. Kane's been off since he met that beautiful girl, Jasmine. There's no way in hell I'd ask Rick. He's got too much shit going on. He always has. I turn the key in the ignition and pull out of the parking lot, turning right onto the highway with a heavy sigh. Mode is a shithole of a club, but it's perfect for our operations. It's busy enough not to raise flags about the money we pass through there. An attempted theft must be dealt with harshly to ensure no one considers it again. I step on the gas, speeding down the highway to the city center. Within 10 minutes, I'm pulling into the parking lot after breaking every damn speed limit along the way. The local police know not to stop my car anyway. They wouldn't fucking risk it. It's been a few months since I've been to Mode. Most of the time it runs smoothly. Hector is a good manager, one of the best we've had at our establishments. I get out of the car and lock it, heading for the back entrance. Hector is there, waiting for me dutifully. "Sir, thank you for coming over so quick." He runs a hand over his shaved head. "This woman is insane, and we don't normally deal with these matters." I give him a nod, walking in step beside him. "No, don't worry. I'll deal with it." The blood is pumping through my veins as I clench my fists. I'm not so hung up on killing people who cross our operation as my two other brothers. It's why I'm the underboss, dealing with our operation's more brutal day-to-day workings. These people know who they're fucking with, and they know what we do to people who cross us. They're asking for it. Father taught me to kill earlier than my brothers. Maybe that's why I'm so desensitized to it. My gun is nestled against my rib cage, and the cold metal of my knife is against my calf. A tingle runs down my spine at the thought of using it. It's been a while since I took a life. "We've only found $160,000 that she stole." He shakes his head. "She won't tell us where the other 40 grand is." My brow furrows, irritation flooding me when he reveals we're still 40 grand short. "I'll beat it the fuck out of her," I growl, clenching my fists. Hector's face pales, but he nods in response. Torturing isn't something I take lightly, but it's required. It's part of the job description. It's always harder when it's a woman, but I can't let that get in the way. "Where the fuck is this good-for-nothing thief?" I ask, feeling irritated by this whole fucking situation. "In there, sir," Hector says, nodding toward the office door. A fitting place to keep her, considering that's where she tried to steal our cash from. She's undoubtedly tied up, being taunted by the thousands of dollars surrounding her, knowing she'll never leave this place alive. There's nothing I hate more than a thief. I growl, marching toward the door. It's the first time I've had to deal with a theft at Mode, but not the first time I've had to deal with a thief. They're always cowardly and don't fight, so I'm not expecting it to be too hard to get the information out of her. She'll tell me where the fuck the rest of the money is. So help me God. I reach for the door and swing it open. My heart stops beating when I set eyes on the thief, feeling utterly starstruck. The blood drains from my face, and the tension fades from my shoulders. All my blood instantly goes south at the sight of the pure blonde beauty tied down to a chair, waiting for me. "Fuck," I say, running a hand through my hair. Her cleavage is full and spilling out over her dress, no doubt from how the guys handled her earlier. Her bright blue eyes are big and wide as she stares at me, paling the moment recognition dawns. She knows who I am, and she knows how much shit she's in. That much is clear from the look on her face. Is she, though? For the first time, I'm faced with a task I don't think I can carry out. I'd walked in here, certain I'd shred this thief to pieces, but the woman in front of me is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. A woman I'm not sure I can bring myself to harm, even though I've harmed anyone who crossed us in the past. She may be a thief, but I'm considering giving her a different punishment that doesn't involve violence. A little pain, maybe, but not violence. A punishment involving bending this sexy little thief over my knee and hiking her dress up her hips to give her a good spanking. My cock is rock hard between my thighs, straining against the zipper of my pants. How has she affected me in that way so quickly? I can't even find the words to say as I stare at her. She is mesmerizing. What the hell am I going to do?
Chapter 3. Ellie. It's my fucking luck. A few steps out onto the pavement, and that is when I'm caught. I'd thought I'd made it away with all that cash stuffed under my clothes and bag. Nope. They had waited until the last moment to bust me. Assholes. They found the cash in the bag, but they've been grilling me about the $40,000 missing for the past half hour. Even after patting me down, they didn't detect the cash stashed in intimate places. I'm keeping my mouth shut. It's my only bargaining chip. Now I'm sitting in the same room I'd stolen the money from, tied to a damn chair. The rope around my wrists is so tight, it digs into my skin, making it impossible to slip free of the restraints. The guy that tied them knew what he was doing. This isn't the first time I've been tied to a chair, but it is the first time I can't slip the ties. My mind is racing as I consider a possible plan for an escape, but I've got nothing. If I can't get out of these bindings, then I can't escape. One of the security guards peeks in through the door, checking on me. "Excuse me," I say, batting my eyelids at him. He narrows his eyes at me.
What?
"These restraints are so tight they're cutting off my circulation. Do you think you could loosen them a touch?" The guard smirks at me.
Nice try, sweet cheeks.
My stomach dips as he leaves. Fuck. These guys know what they're doing. Who am I kidding? They're part of the Romano Mafia. They know what they're doing. I knew I was taking a risk, stealing from them, when I stepped in here. Desperation had driven me to the last fucking resort. A deep, irritated voice sounds outside my door.
Where the fuck is this good-for-nothing thief? In there, sir.
There's a low growl, followed by footsteps nearing the room. The moment the guy enters the room, my stomach twists with sickness. My heart is pounding against my ribcage, forcing blood to race through my veins. Leo Romano. I know him from reputation and spotting him a couple of times around Philly. They brought the Underboss here for this? It seems like an extreme move, considering it was a small amount of cash I'd attempted to steal. At least small to them. $200,000 is a drop in the ocean to the Romano Mafia. They're worth multi-millions, if not billions. No one knows the true amount, considering all their money is from criminal activity.
Fuck,
He says the moment he sees me, running a hand through his tousled light brown hair. I bite my bottom lip, knowing I'm in deep trouble. The Romano Mafia does not forgive and forget, especially not Leo Romano. He will kill anyone who crosses them, and that's why this was such a risk. I watch as Leo turns toward the door and pushes it shut behind him, turning the lock. He steps back toward me, sending a shiver down my spine. His bright blue eyes are dangerous as they spark with fire, holding my gaze. The Romano Mafia likes people to show them respect, and I should avert his gaze, but I can't bring myself to tear my eyes from his. He takes another step toward me and then stops, crossing his arms over his muscled chest. The tattoos on his forearms are visible, snaking further under his tight black t-shirt. My mouth dries as I take in his appearance. He's more attractive than any man I've ever seen, with high cheekbones and bright blue crystal eyes that almost shine in the light. I've never been this close to him to notice. A charged silence fills the air, and I'm sure this is the end. Leo Romano will kill me in cold blood. I wonder how he'll do it. Maybe he'll strangle me or shoot me. Who the hell cares? No one would miss a thief like me, except for my best friend Ashley. A tightness constricts at my throat at the thought of her waiting for me to return tonight. My body would never be found.
What is your name?
Leo asks, watching me intently. I clear my throat. Ellie. His eyes narrow.
Ellie what?
He growls. I swallow hard. Ellie Russo. He gives me one satisfied nod and then steps closer to me, making me shake with fear. Once he's 2 feet away from me, he stops.
You tried to steal from me.
I nod in response, unable to bring myself to utter another word. One eyebrow quirks up, and the whisper of a smirk plays on his luscious lips.
You're not even going to deny it?
My brow furrows at his question. I was caught red-handed, for God's sake, with their cash stuffed in my handbag. There's no chance in hell I'm stupid enough to deny it. I shake my head in response, too freaked out to speak. He rubs the back of his neck and sighs heavily.
Where is the rest of the cash?
I glare at him defiantly, knowing if I give that up, I'm a dead woman. If I tell you, you will kill me. His jaw clenches and his eyes narrow.
Tell me, and I'll make it quick,
he says coldly. I tremble, knowing there's no way out of this. He will kill me either way, so I may as well keep my mouth shut. I turn my face away and look in the opposite direction, ignoring him entirely.
It seems I will have to punish you until you tell me.
He purrs in a husky voice. His voice is as alluring as the rest of him, deep and smooth. His rough hands cup my chin, forcing me to meet his gaze. There's an illicit desire burning in his irises. An image of him placing me over his knee and spanking me for being a bad girl flashes into my mind. I clench my thighs together, trying to stop the ache between them. He is talking about torturing me for it, not spanking me. That's my own fucked up desire messing with my mind. This guy is so handsome.
Stand up,
he commands, watching me with the same intensity. I try to stand, forgetting about the bindings on my wrists and pulling the chair with me. It's impossible to balance, and I tumble over, falling into a pile on the floor entangled with the chair. I'm always the damn klutz. Leo chuckles lightly and steps toward me, kneeling by my side and pulling out a knife from under his right trouser leg. Oh God, this is it. I'm about to be murdered by the Mafia. I shut my eyes tightly and take a deep breath, picturing a better time than this. It's tough, since I don't have many good memories. Suddenly, the tightness around my wrists releases, and I open one eye to find he's cut my bindings.
Try again now,
he says, his voice softer. I stand to my feet, rubbing my aching wrists and focusing on the man before me.
Pick up the chair and set it back down where it was.
I move the back to where it was and stand beside it, waiting for another command. Our exchange has been a little strange and not as ominous as I expected, but I'm not stupid enough to question Leo. He says nothing. Instead, he walks past me and sits on the chair. I gasp as he grabs hold of my hips and forces me toward him.
Lie down on your front over my lap,
he says, tightening his grip on my hips. I hesitate for a moment. Leo's cock is hard, pressing against the fabric of his pants. My eyes are drawn to the straining bulge in his pants. My pussy aches with need at the thought of being spanked by this hot-as-hell crime boss.
Now,
he growls. I do as he says, lying over his lap. The hard press of his cock throbs against my tummy, making me moan gently. I've never had someone get me going with just his voice and actions the way Leo is. He's commanding me in a way I've always craved but never received.
I'm going to punish you for what you did, Ellie,
he groans, rubbing his hand over my fabric-clad ass and making me even needier. He lets his hand brush over my bare thighs lightly, snaking higher and higher, and pushing my dress up around my lower hips. I gasp as he brings his hand down onto my ass in a hard slap, making me tingle with stinging, thrilling pain. He rubs the sore skin and then repeats on my other ass cheek.
You've been a bad girl, and I need to punish you,
he says, voice laced with pure desire. I moan, surprising myself at how much being spanked by a total stranger turns me on. Not to mention one who is more dangerous than any other man I've ever encountered. His thick cock pulses against my tummy as I wiggle in his grip, trying to get a gauge of his size. In this position, he feels impossibly huge. My heart rate speeds up as his finger hooks into the drenched fabric of my thong, pulling it away from my aching heat.
It feels like you are enjoying this a little too much, considering it's a punishment,
he growls, letting the fabric slap back against my drenched lips. He pulls them down and stops when he detects the wedge of cash in the front pouch.
What's this?
His fingers move to the $20,000 in the front.
But where are the other two?
He chucks the cash onto his desk. I hold my lips tightly shut, hoping I get out of this alive by some miracle. Leo pulls my panties down and off my ankles, slinging them onto the floor. I gaze back at him to see his hungry gaze fixed on my soaking wet pussy. I expected to feel a lot of pain when Leo walked through the door. Instead, I'm in ecstasy. His finger dips between my slick lips, coating it in my juice. Without warning, he presses his thick finger deep inside of me, right to the knuckle. I let out a loud moan, bucking my hips, trying to get more friction on my clit.
Do you enjoy being punished?
He spanks me even harder, no doubt leaving a mark on my skin. I groan, nodding my head as he kneads my ass cheek in his palm.
Answer me.
He spanks me again, making me cry out in both pleasure and pain. Yes, sir, I moan, feeling his cock as hard as a freaking stone beneath me. He wraps his fingers around my throat, and my clit aches, sending pleasure spiking through my body.
No one steals from a Romano,
he growls. A confusing mix of fear and lust spikes through me. This man is dominant and does everything I crave, but he can end me with a click of his fingers. He has more power than the man I'm trying to run from. It should scare me more than it does. Instead, I'm moaning on his lap like a whore.
I'm going to punish you, pretty little thief. I'm going to punish you good,
he groans, slapping my ass again. The pressure is building deep within me, sending me toward the edge, and he has barely touched me. It's the situation, being at the mercy of such a powerful man. His hands are keeping me pinned to him and taking away all control.
Naughty girl,
he growls as he dips 2 fingers back into my soaking wet heat. I bite my lip, trying to stop myself from moaning. I shouldn't be enjoying this. All reasoning is gone the moment Leo reaches for my clit, rubbing his fingers in circles and sending me right to the edge. I buck against his lap, moaning and writhing for more. He holds me so tightly, I know his fingers will leave bruises on my skin. It's a thought that drives me wild with hot, fiery need.
Fuck Bella.
Hearing him call me Bella, with his slight Italian accent, fuels the fire burning within me. His voice is as sexy as hell. The Romano brothers were born in America, but their father was Italian. He fingers me, playing with my throbbing bud at the same time. It's all it takes to dangle me on the edge, flooding my body with the pressure of an oncoming orgasm. This situation is beyond wrong, but it feels so right. My body responds to his dominating nature. It responds to the feel of his big, rough hands on my skin and his hard length pressing against my tummy. I moan as he keeps fucking me with his fingers, pushing me to the edge. I cry out as he curls them, hitting the spot that has me coming undone. A powerful orgasm slams into me, lighting me up like nothing ever has. He doesn't stop, though. I can barely see through the white clouding my vision as he continues to finger me through it, building me toward another. His fingers tease at my sensitive clit, edging me closer and closer to an explosion so intense, I'm not sure I'll survive it. The speed at which he builds me toward my second orgasm is almost unbelievable. It's as if he can read my body like a damn book. I cry out, on the edge of suffering from too much pleasure, if that's possible. Leo doesn't stop toying with me, over and over. He's a master of my body, doing things to me I never knew possible.
That's it, Bella. I want you to come for me again,
he growls, slapping my ass harder this time. Fuck, I moan, trying to find something to grip hold of. This man is doing things to me I've only ever dreamed of. Nothing has ever felt so good. He slaps my ass hard with one hand and keeps finger-fucking me with the other, sending the perfect amount of pain and pleasure spiking through my nerve endings. The line between pain and pleasure is so blurred, I can't tell one from the other. I know I'm about to come again at any moment, teetering on the edge of no return. It takes one last, erotic, firm slap, and my body spasms in Leo's hands, muscles tightening and contracting. Warmth floods me as I come all over his hand and, no doubt, onto his pants, making him wet. He groans above me, still fingering me. I can't take any more, but I can't find the words to tell him to stop. I'm a molten puddle on his lap, feeling totally out of control. Maybe he already killed me, and this is heaven.
Chapter 4. Leo. My cock is aching as it presses into Ellie's stomach. The naughty little thief who loves getting punished. Her ass is perfectly red, and her pussy is dripping wet from the 2 intense orgasms I've given her. Not to mention she has soaked my pants right fucking through. Have you learned your lesson yet? I growl, glancing down at her.
I'm not sure I have, sir.
She looks over her shoulder at me, biting her bottom lip. Her eyes are dilated with pure longing, and she looks like she's in another world. Fuck. I'm not sure how much more of this teasing I can take. The need to tie this woman back to that chair and fuck her hard is making me insane. My balls are aching, and my boxers are sticky with pre-cum. I need to keep you as my pet then. I need to make sure you've learned your lesson before I release you back into the wild. I slap her ass again and she moans, bucking against my hand.
Yes, please, sir.
This woman loves this more than any woman I've ever met. Her body responds to pleasure and pain, mixing in a way I've craved before but never known. My fingers dip into her dripping wet heat, parting her lips and delving inside of her. She whimpers as I thrust them in and out, feeling how tight and soaking wet she is. The fluttering of her muscles around my fingers tells me she's close to coming for the 3rd time. Her orgasm is so close, but she's a naughty girl and doesn't deserve to come. Not until I'm buried balls deep inside of her. No coming, I groan, pulling my fingers from her pussy. Stand up. She does as I say without a second of hesitation, turning to face me. Open your mouth, Cicino. Darling in Italian. She drops her jaw, opening wide and accepting my fingers covered in her juices. Her eyes flutter shut, and she hums around them, sucking them clean. I unzip my pants, and her eyes shoot open, glancing down at my crotch instantly. The excitement painted on her face only makes me harder. I stand, kicking my shoes off and pulling my pants down. Ellie's eyes are fixed on my cock, bulging out of the fabric of my tight boxer briefs. There's a thick, wet patch of pre-cum at the front. She takes a step toward me, forgetting who is in charge here. No moving unless I say so. I hold a hand up. I hook my finger into the waistband of my boxers and pull them down, revealing myself to her. She gasps, placing a hand over her mouth.
Fuck, you're huge.
I smirk at her, gripping the base of my shaft and stroking it from root to tip. I want you to taste it, I say, watching as her lips part and eyes dilate even more. On your knees. I don't have to ask her twice as she kneels before me, opening her mouth to accept me inside. My cock leaks pre-cum onto her tongue, making me desperate to shove every inch down her throat. She waits patiently for my instructions despite the eagerness in her eyes. Wrap those lips around my cock, Ellie. I groan, staring down at her bright blue eyes and perfect face. She does as I say, closing her lips around my shaft and swirling her tongue around the base of my throbbing, swollen head. I groan as it feels like fucking heaven. It's been too long since I've truly desired a woman in this way. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever wanted a woman the way I want Ellie. I knew I had to have her the moment I saw her, despite her being a thief. It feels so fucking good as she breathes through her nose and takes me down her throat, saliva spilling from the corner of her mouth. I grab hold of her hair, wrapping it around my fist and fucking her throat hard, taking control entirely. She doesn't hesitate or try to back off, focusing on her breathing. Thick pre-cum spills down her throat, making me grunt. Tears prickle at the edges of her eyes as she takes every inch like a champ. She is used to being in submissive positions. The thought of her sucking any other guy's cock makes me crazy. I pull her from my dick and she is panting. Stand up and bend over the chair. I groan, fisting myself in my hands. Her eyes dilate with longing as she does as I command. Her ass is up high and ready for me. She spreads her legs wide, giving me a teasing view of her perfect little cunt. I've lost all control, which never happens to me. I was supposed to come in here and kill the beauty. The guys outside are no doubt wondering what the fuck is going on. I step toward her, dragging the dripping tip of my cock through her wet heat. She's so fucking wet. Ellie whimpers, arching her back even further toward me.
Please, fuck me.
She moans. It's like music to my ears. Every dom loves to hear those words from a sub begging for cock. Normally, I can play on it longer and drag it out, making her beg me more. My control isn't what it normally is. The need to be inside her overrules the need to dominate her body. Quickly, I grab the binding on the floor and tie her wrists to the arms of the chair, tightly making her moan. They will cut into her skin, but I get a feeling this girl loves the pain. She writhes against them, testing how tight they are.
Fuck,
she rasps, glancing back at me. Eyes forward, I command, stroking my length. She does as I say, trembling in front of me. I let my fingers tease over her quivering thighs lightly. I smack her ass again 5 more times on each cheek, making them sting a perfect red color. Her noises sound like pure pleasure as she takes what I give her.
Please, Leo, fuck me,
she moans. Hearing her say my name snaps all my control, proving to me she knows exactly who I am. Without warning, I thrust every thick, throbbing inch inside of her with one stroke. Her soaking, wet pussy stretches for me, so tight it's ridiculous. She cries out, coming all over my cock the moment I'm inside of her. Ellie responds to me like no other woman ever has. Her cunt feels like heaven wrapped around me, as tight as a fucking vice. It makes me feel like a god as I thrust in and out of her tight heat, feeling her muscles contract. She hums and moans, muttering something under her breath I can't make out. My fingers tighten on her hips through the bunched-up fabric of her dress, clawing at her so tightly she'll no doubt bruise. Good. I want to mark this woman and make sure any man who goes near her knows she's claimed. It's odd, possessive, and so fucked up, considering I'm supposed to kill her. My cock throbs as I sink deep inside of her, feeling her body respond. I pump harder and faster, taking her roughly. A dom should be in control, but I know I'm not. Something primal occurs between us, outweighing all logic and rules I abide by. Ellie's body is mine to claim. My balls slap against her clit with every thrust. The clap of skin meeting is loud and unmistakable, filling the room and undoubtedly the corridor outside. Ellie's muscles flutter and clamp harder around my length, drawing me in tightly. It's as if I belong inside this woman. She moans deeply, bucking her hips despite being restrained. I can tell she's on the edge of her 4th orgasm, writhing beneath me and shuddering.
Oh, fuck,
she moans, trying to claw at something but unable to because her hands are tied to the chair's arms. I'm in control of her body and it feels right. That's it, you naughty fucking thief. Come all over my cock. I growl, slapping her ass 3 times on each cheek. It sends her over the edge, making her come hard and scream my name. Maybe the guys outside will think I'm killing her from the sounds she's making. I thrust twice more into her cunt and then explode deep inside of her, marking the little thief with my seed. She slumps against the chair, breathing hard and heavy. I pump into her repeatedly, making sure every drop is deep inside her. Once I'm finished, I take a step back and admire the sight. Her ass is tinged a perfect deep red color, and her pussy is dripping with my cum. It is perfection. The dominant alpha inside of me rises, wanting to go again and again. But I know questions will be asked if I spend the entire night fucking her in here. Instead, I force myself back into my pants, zipping the zipper up. Then I step toward the woman and slip her panties on, covering her beautiful red ass and soaking wet pussy. I pull her dress down and then shift to stand in front of her. She gazes up at me with perfectly flushed cheeks, still tied to the chair. I smirk as I notice one of the $10,000 wedges poking left mode last night. Are you sure you're not getting too old? I ask, smirking at him. Maybe she needs someone younger. My heart leaps into my mouth as Kane snaps. He never snaps at me. Before I can retaliate, he has a fistful of my collar and is holding me against the wall. His eyes are wild and full of rage. This girl has got under his skin. I lift my hands in surrender. Sorry, bro. I didn't realize you were so serious about the girl. He lets me go, running a hand through his hair. She's driving me fucking crazy. I know the feeling, as I only had Ellie over my knee last night, giving her a good punishment. I told her to be at Mo tonight, but I'm nervous about seeing her again. Why the fuck am I nervous? How did the shipment go last night? Kane asks, changing the subject. I shrug. Fine, until I got called to Mode to deal with the thief. A thief who I spanked over my knee and then fucked, tied to the office chair. Kane frowns. What happened? I fucked her so hard she could barely walk straight and let her go. It's been bothering me ever since I did it, as I know it's not our way. The rules are the rules. She should be dead, but that was never going to happen. You don't want to know, I mumble. He nods, no doubt assuming it was pretty fucked up. I'm not shy about spilling my guts when it comes to all the bloody, gory details. This is different. I've broken our family's #1 rule and let a thief walk away with her life. Instead of killing her, I told her she's mine to punish for as long as I like. My cock stirs between my legs as I remember the excitement in her eyes. She fucking loved it. Why are you looking for Rick? I ask. Kane's shoulders slump. I'm not even sure. I just had to get out of that room. My heart rate speeds up as an idea pops into my mind. How about we go for a drink? The thought of heading to Mode alone freaks me out, but with Kane, it will be all right. I wait for his response, holding my breath. Sounds good, he says. I feel a spring in my step as I head for the hallway. I'll drive. Let's go to Mode. The name of that club on my tongue feels wrong, as I know my real reason for going there. A petite, blonde girl with bright blue eyes who tried to steal $200,000 from us. Kane doesn't need to know that, though. I'm going to go and dance, I shout to Kane, who's been brooding the entire time we've been here. The guy needs to chill out and cut loose. He's cramping my style. He gives me a short nod, keeping his beer in his hand and looking down at it. I'm not sure why he agreed to come for a drink, as he's not been present since we got here. I've been asking him questions, and he barely responds. The man has one thing on his mind. Jasmine. I can't blame him. It's been the same for me ever since last night. I'm better at pretending than he is. Since before I arrived, Ellie has been here. She constantly glances over at me from the booth she is sitting in. She looks a little out of her element, sitting there on her own and waiting for me to approach. I've seen a few men proposition her, making me see red. Luckily, she turned them away quickly. If she hadn't, there would have been trouble. Each time, she'd glanced over at me as if seeking approval. I love how this girl seems to crave me as much as I crave her. Our eyes lock as I stride steadily across the dance floor toward her. knowing Kane will be irritated with me as I'm ditching him. He'll get over it, though. My cock has been hard since I set eyes on her. There's only one thing I want to do. Tie that beautiful woman up again and fuck her senseless. Her cheeks flush pink the moment I sit down opposite her, eyes fixed on her like a hawk. "Evening, thief," I say, crossing one leg over the other and sitting back against the cool leather sofa. She sinks her teeth into her bottom lip.
"Evening, sir,"
she says, eyes dilated. "I've been watching you," I say. She nods.
"I know."
I can't help but smile. Time for me to give you your punishment, darling. Her thighs visibly quiver at that, and my cock strains against my pants. Her eyes are drawn downward to the bulge, and she licks her lips.
"Yes, sir,"
she replies, her voice huskier now. Come here," I say, holding out a hand. She glances around the club before standing up and setting her palm in my hand. I pull her into me, forcing her to straddle my lap. She groans the moment she feels my hard cock against her arousal. My fingers hike up her short dress, pressing into her soft skin beneath. "Are you sore from last night?" She nods her head, grinding herself against me. "And you still want more tonight?"
"Yes, sir,"
she moans, moving her hips in a way that drives me insane. The thumping music and voices of hundreds of people crowding the club drown us out. She doesn't care who the hell sees, as she writhes shamelessly on my lap, grinding against my hard length. Her lips part temptingly. Lips that I haven't yet kissed, but I want to, even though it's against my code, kissing. She gazes down at me, looking more beautiful than I remember. Her golden blonde hair falls in perfect curves around her heart-shaped face. Having her this close, I'm mesmerized by her oceanic blue eyes. I fist her hair in my hands and pull her luscious pink lips to mine, kissing her hard and rough. She moans into my mouth, letting my tongue tangle with her own. Even while I kiss her, she submits perfectly. Her hands are only gently resting on my shoulders as I claim her mouth as my own. My cock hardens more, which I didn't believe possible. I suck on Ellie's tongue, making her moan and dampen. I can feel her juices leaking onto my pants, making a mess. It feels so fucking good having her here. "Come on, Bella. Time to tie you up," I whisper into her ear, digging my fingertips hard into her hips. She jumps off my lap eagerly, threading her fingers with my own. I look down at our entwined hands, wondering what the hell is going on here. Hand-holding is the last thing I would ever do with a woman. As I stare down at her fingers entwined with mine, I can't bring myself to pull away. Instead, I drag her toward the office. I stop outside the door, opening it for her. "Inside," I command. She walks inside, squealing as I slap her ass on the way. I could listen to her squeal like that for the rest of my life and be happy. Her eyes are wide as she watches me, trembling with anticipation. I shut the door behind me, locking it for good measure. "Bend over the desk," I command, keeping my voice even. She doesn't say a word, moving to the desk and bending over. A glimpse of her ass makes me hard as nails, and I unzip the zipper of my pants. The sound has her glancing behind with her lips parted, as I release myself from the confines of my tight boxer briefs. "Keep your face forward," I growl. My phone buzzes in my pocket, and I pull it out, checking the text from Kane. "I will get a cab home. No idea where you are." I stow my phone back in my pocket, fisting myself in my hands. Sure, I'm being an asshole for ditching my brother, but I've got more important things to deal with right now. I step toward her and lift her skirt up, allowing my hands to tease over her soft, perfect skin. She trembles beneath me, rolling her hips slightly. "Keep still, Bella." She stops moving, and I run a finger through her soaking wet pussy, coating it in her juices. "Come sei bagnata," I say, forgetting the girl doesn't speak fucking Italian. My Italian flows when I'm turned on like this. She gazes back at me, questioning me with her eyes. You're so fucking wet, baby, I growl. She bites her lips and looks forward, waiting for me to play with her. The rope I used last night is sitting on the desk, inches away from her. I move around to tie her down. She groans as I tie the rope tight to her wrists, pulling her body flat against the desk. I lean down to whisper in her ear. I'm going to make you come all over my cock so many times, you'll barely be able to walk when I'm done with you. A visible shiver runs through her, satisfying my craving to control her and affect her in ways she has never dreamed of. Every time she looks at me, I can see it, a need to submit. It's as if she's been searching for this her entire life, searching for me. The girl can't be old, 22 or 23. I'm not sure exactly, as we haven't had a proper conversation. I slap her ass again, making her moan and cry out all at the same time. She tries to writhe against the restraints needy for my cock. I shift onto my knees and lick her from top to bottom, making her whimper. My tongue teases her back hole, probing the tight ring of muscles. The thought of sinking my cock in her ass has me leaking all over the floor of the office. Ellie moans, trying to buck back against me. I dig my fingertips into her hips and slap her ass with a soft but firm hit that seems to get her going every time. Her knees shake, and I know she's already getting close to coming. I stop licking her and move my fingers between her folds. Slowly I dip 2 thick fingers into the knuckle, making her cry out in ecstasy. Her muscles are tight around my fingers, fluttering as I fuck her with them. My tongue teases at her back hole as she tries to push back into my fingers, hungry for more. She pulls against the restraints, whimpering in a way that makes me feel powerful. I pull my fingers from her tight, wet pussy and lick her clit lightly. That's all it takes to send her thrashing over the edge.
Fuck, sir,
she moans, attempting to claw at the desk. My cock twitches as her pussy floods with her sweet cum. I lap all of it up, tasting every drop of her until I can't get any more. Her legs quiver beneath her as she recovers from her first orgasm. Without warning, I slap her left ass cheek hard and fast 3 times. She cries out as I bring my palm down in an erotic stroke that leaves her skin tinged red. I do the same on her other ass cheek and then repeat. Her pussy drips as I dole out the punishment she deserves, making her desperate for my cock. I stop slapping her and move my fingers to her center, dipping 3 of them inside of her. Ellie gasps, bucking her hips back toward me as much as the restraints will allow. I fuck her hard with my fingers, curling them to hit the spot deep inside of her that makes her crazy. She shivers and moans as I increase the tempo. Ask for my permission before you come. Do you understand, thief? She nods her head. Let me hear you say it, I say, slapping her ass again.
I understand, sir,
she cries. I move between her legs again and taste her, swiping the tip of my tongue right through her center. I want to control your body and own it, I say, moving back and letting my breath tease over her. Then I lick her once more, making her body shudder. I'm the master of your orgasms from now on. She groans as I slip 3 fingers back inside of her, licking her clit at the same time.
Fuck.
Her body tenses as she tries desperately to hold on, waiting for my permission.
Please, sir, I need to.
I slap her ass before she can finish her sentence, and she's on the edge of unfolding. My fingers are still inside her as I carefully ensure she doesn't come yet.
Please.
She moans, legs wobbly as she tries to keep control.
I need to come.
She begs. My cock hardens to stone, hearing her beg me like that. I slide my fingers in and out slowly 3 more times, and then whisper the command into her ear. Come for me, baby. I slap her ass, and her body trembles with her orgasm. She cries out, fighting hard against the bindings as her pussy floods with cream. I get between her thighs to drink it up, not letting the addictive, honeyed nectar go to waste. My hand wraps around my throbbing, aching cock as I pump it up and down from root to tip, shutting my eyes and trying to regain control. I need to feel Ellie's body responding in the same way, sinking every inch of my cock inside of her. Ellie glances back at me, moaning at the sight of my cock, hard and ready to take her. I slap her ass for it. "Keep your eyes forward," I grunt.
"Yes, sir,"
she squeals, turning her head forward. As I move toward her, her thighs quiver with anticipation, stopping with my swollen head inches from her dripping wet core. I rub the tip in her juices, coating myself in them. Without warning, I thrust myself inside her with one quick stroke. She cries out as I slap her ass at the same time, building her toward orgasm so quick it's ridiculous. I can feel the fluttering around my cock and the tightness pulling inside of her. Ellie is heaven. I've never felt as good as I have when I'm inside this woman. It makes no sense, as I've had my fair share of flings, but nothing compares to her. I drive into her harder and faster, fucking her rough. My length fits perfectly, hitting the spot deep within her that builds more pleasure every time I thrust.
"Harder,"
she moans, and it's enough to shock me. Few women want it even as hard and rough as I'm giving it to her now, but she does. I claw at her fabric-clad hips so hard, I know she'll be even more bruised in the morning. I lift the fabric a few inches higher and notice the faint yellow marks from where I'd clawed at her the evening before. It makes me groan in ecstasy to see my mark on her skin like that. The slap of our skin meeting with every thrust drives me wild. We're coming together in a frantic and animalistic mating. I slap her ass again, sending red welts across her soft skin. Her body responds to it, and she screams as she tries to stop her orgasm. "Come for me," I grunt, giving her permission before she asks. Ellie lets go, and her cum floods around my cock, dripping all over my balls. I keep thrusting into her, fucking her through it until she's done. Only then do I let myself go, shooting every drop of thick, pearly seed deep inside of her. Our breathing is labored as I rest inside of her for a moment, making sure every drop is as deep as it possibly can be. I want to know she has a part of me within her when she walks away, until tomorrow night, when I intend to do the same again. Who knows when I'll stop? Maybe never. It's a dangerous but tempting thought.
Chapter 7. Ellie. My ass stings as I sit on the hard bus seat, traveling back to Ashley's apartment. Leo Romano knows how to make me come, which I'm not used to. He insisted I be at mode tomorrow evening again. Deep down, I hope he never gets bored of punishing me and wants me at mode every night. Leo is everything I've wanted when it comes to sex. For a while now, I've known I'm not into the normal vanilla things most people like. Ashley is the only person who doesn't judge me for my tastes. The first time I had sex, it was disappointing and not arousing. Only through watching porn did I realize that being submissive is everything I crave. True alpha men like Leo, who take what they want when they want, get me going. I like a little pain that turns the pleasure up a notch, spanking and being tied up, but I'm not a masochist. The moment this ends, I know reality will come crashing down on me hard. I'm homeless, and my good-for-nothing drug dealer ex-boyfriend wants me dead. I stumbled across his only decent friend, Sid, who warned me about all Bruce's other friends out searching for me. He promised he wouldn't tell him where I am, but it's only a matter of time until one of those assholes spots me. Bruce doesn't scare me, but he is an idiot. I wouldn't put it past him to kill me for this, even though I had nothing to do with his drugs going missing. Not to mention, he's not a stranger to violence. I've seen that firsthand. Not many people are on the bus at this time of night, but Leo's insistence that I keep going to mode each night increases my chance of getting caught. The bus rolls past the next stop, and my stop is only 2 away. Hopefully I will make it to Ashley's without a hitch. I'm lucky that Bruce's friends don't use public transport, They all have flashy cars they bought with their drug money. The next stop comes into view, and I can see two men flagging it down. As we get nearer, my heart pounds more frantically in my chest. It's Jimmy and Ryan, two of Bruce's friends. Shit. It makes sense that they would start riding the bus, trying to find me. Bruce is out for my blood, and I shouldn't have risked going to Mode. Even though Leo demanded it, you don't deny a Romano when he tells you to do something. The bus comes to a stop, and I keep my head bowed, praying they don't see me. It will be a miracle if they don't recognize me. Bruce knows I always use the bus, so I should have been more careful. The only problem is, it's my only way of getting around. I knew if I'd walked, they'd find me. They're always out on the streets, dealing drugs at night. Ryan pays their fares, and Jimmy is heading toward me. I can see him out of the corner of my eye.
Well, look who it is,
Jimmy says, stopping directly in front of me. I swallow and then glance up at him. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? I say, trying to keep my voice light. Ryan laughs behind him.
We're good, now that we've found you.
He shakes his head.
Bruce has offered $1,000 to find you.
I narrow my eyes. $1,000? I say, laughing. You honestly believe Bruce will pay you? Ryan's face turns serious.
He will, or he will regret it.
He punches his palm with his fist.
No one fucks with us.
Ryan and Jimmy are two down-and-out drug dealers. All of Bruce's friends think they're hard alpha males, but when it comes down to it, they'd piss their pants if they came up against someone like Leo. Ryan slumps into the seat on my right side, and Jimmy slides into the seat on my left.
Hasn't anyone told you it's dangerous to travel alone at night?
Ryan asks, sneering down at me. Piss off, both of you, I say, crossing my arms over my chest, trying my best to appear unaffected by their presence. A lady sitting a few seats down looks at me with concern. Inside, I'm a panicking mess. They can't take me back to Bruce. I won't go anywhere near that fucking bastard again. Jimmy grips hold of my thigh, squeezing so hard it hurts.
Don't fuck with us, Ellie.
He leans closer to me.
You know what we're capable of.
Do I know what they're capable of? As far as I'd been aware, these two cowards have only ever been capable of selling drugs to vulnerable teenagers and hookers. Leave me alone, I say. Ryan laughs at that.
Or what? You'll beat us up?
Jimmy joins in.
What are you gonna do? Ride the bus until the end of the line?
I glare at him, wondering if I could take these two. They both have less meat on them than a size 0 model. I stand to my feet and hold onto one of the rails, trying to escape them. My stop is approaching, and I know I've got to get off this bus. Ryan comes after me, sliding a hand onto my shoulder.
We know you're getting off at the next stop. Sid told us where you were staying.
My jaw clenches. Clearly Sid isn't a decent human being after all. I move toward the front of the bus, ready to get down the steps and run if necessary. The bus slows down, but I know they're just behind me. It will take one hell of a dash to outrun them, but they're both crackheads who don't work out. Hopefully, I've got the upper hand. The driver pulls over to the bus stop and gives the two men behind me a wary look.
Are you all right, miss?
He asks. I nod at him, knowing if I get him involved, they'll end up beating him up. The driver has to be about 60 years old with gray hair. I'm fine, thanks. Ryan pipes up.
She's safe with us. Now mind your own fucking business, old man.
I step off the bus, and at that moment, I realize there's no use running. They know where Ashley lives, and if I run there, they'll find me and put Ashley and her boyfriend in danger. I've got nowhere else to go, but I'm not bringing these assholes to my best friend's doorstep. Instead, I step off the bus and turn to face them, walking backward toward the wall. What do you want? I snap, trying not to show fear despite feeling sick. I keep my fists clenched and ready. It will be fight or die at this point, as there's no way I'm letting them take me back to Bruce. The bus driver stares out the window at us, and so does the lady on the bus. He hasn't driven away, and I can tell from the look on his face that he is flirting with the idea of intervening. Any onlooker would know these guys are trouble. I meet the driver's gaze and shake my head slightly. He revs the engine, and I watch the bus pull away. Ryan steps even closer to me, blocking me into the wall.
How about we do this the easy way?
I shake my head. There's no way in hell I'm going anywhere with you. His hand circles my arm, and I writhe against him, trying to break free.
We'll take you to him, even if we have to drag you kicking and screaming.
Jimmy chuckles. Over my dead body! I spit, bringing my fist up to his face and punching him hard.
Fucking bitch!
He spits, grabbing me even harder and pushing me against the wall with such force the air is knocked from my lungs. Okay, maybe Jimmy is stronger than I anticipated. A yelp from Ryan startles me, and I glance over to see him writhing on the floor, clutching a bloody nose.
What the fuck?
Jimmy says. The movement behind him catches my attention, and I realize someone has rescued me. The guy who put out Ryan moves so quickly, I barely see him as he grabs hold of Jimmy, turning him around and punching him in the stomach. Jimmy doubles over, and my breath catches in my throat at the bright blue eyes that lock with mine. It's only at that point I recognize him. Leo Romano. A flood of warmth fills me as he turns his attention back to Jimmy with his jaw clenched and eyes full of rage. He's saving me from these assholes. I watch on as he protects me like no one ever has.
Chapter 8. Leo. The music pumps hard and fast as I step out of the back entrance of mode. My heart rate is thundering at 100 miles an hour and won't slow down. Ellie is like fucking cocaine. I'm hooked on her. The way it feels when I tie her up and fuck her is unlike anything I've experienced before. It's a primal and basal need with her, a need to claim her and make her mine. I run a hand through my hair and breathe in deep. Anytime I shut my eyes, Ellie's face appears in my mind. It's driving me mad. It's only been 24 hours since I met her, but she's burrowed her way under my skin like no one ever has. My Mercedes beeps as I press the unlock button, straightening my tie as I slip inside. I start the engine, and after it roars to life, I shift into reverse and pull out of my space. I pull into the main road, driving slowly. She left 20 minutes ago, but I'm not sure if she was walking. I'm hoping I'll see her again. It's irrational. We've barely said 2 words to each other, but I need to see the woman who has infected my brain. I drive down the road, keeping my eyes peeled for anyone walking. Ellie has done something no other woman has achieved in my life before. I'm getting close to the highway when a bus suddenly pulls out in front of me. He didn't even fucking indicate. I honk my horn, braking in the nick of time. The moment it pulls away, I see her. Ellie is standing there, and 2 guys are towering over her, forcing her to back toward the wall. I watch what is happening, trying to gauge the situation for a moment. When I see Ellie punch the guy in the face, my heart swells with pride. My tough thief can put up a fight. Then, the moment of pride is broken when the guy grabs hold of her arm forcefully. He slams her against the wall with such force, and it feels like someone has given me a shot of adrenaline. I lose my shit. Something that has never happened to me before. It's a foreign sensation as rage filters through me, setting me on fire. I pull into the curb, shifting the car into park, not bothering to turn off the engine as I fling open the door and rush toward her. My fists are clenched and my body is tense. They don't even see me coming as I grab hold of the nearest guy's collar. He yelps as I punch him before grabbing his shoulders and slamming him into the floor, and then I pick him back, punching him in the face. A sickening crack fills the air, and blood rushes from his nose. He holds a hand up to it, yelping like the coward he is. "What the fuck?" the other guy says, letting go of Ellie and turning toward me. The moment he sets eyes on me, he turns white as a sheet. I crack my knuckles, barely noticing the pain from punching that guy. This coward who touched Ellie and threw her against a wall holds his hands up. "Please, I don't want any trouble." I shake my head. Too bad. The moment you set your hands on her, that's what you found. His eyes go wide as I move quickly, punching him in the gut first. He doubles over, clutching his stomach. I grab hold of his shoulder and push him against the wall forcefully. My fist connects with his jaw first and then his nose, breaking both of them swiftly. I don't even feel any pain in my knuckles despite knowing they'll swell up by the morning. I bring my arm back to punch him again, but a hand tightens around my forearm, forcing me to stop. In my rage, I twist around ready to punch the other guy who has returned for more. I stop in the nick of time as I register Ellie staring at me, fear in her eyes at the look on my face. I snap out of my rage and drop my fist, searching her eyes.
Stop,
she whispers so quietly I can barely hear it. I nod and step away from the men, moving closer to her. A layer of blood coats my knuckles, and I pull out a handkerchief from my pocket, wiping it away. Ellie watches me with a look of curiosity in her eyes. I clean them off, wrapping my hand around hers and pulling her toward the car without a word. I've never been one to break the family rules, but in 2 nights since I've met Ellie, I've broken 2. The first was allowing Ellie to leave when she tried to steal from us. The second was showing the public that I care about someone other than my family. Ellie has got to me in a way I don't understand. I beat up 2 drug dealers, men who push our drugs in the street. There will be rumors about this once they recover and return from the hospital. I open the passenger door. Get in, I command. She looks at me hesitantly.
Where are we going?
It's the first time she has ever questioned me. My jaw clenches. I said get in. Fear floods her eyes, and she slides into the seat without another word. I slam the door shut, resting my head on my hand against the top of the car, my eyes shut. What the fuck have I done? The 2 guys are still groaning, rolling about on the pavement. I fire off a text to one of my men, telling them to get over here as fast as possible and get them to the hospital. I need to keep them quiet, and guys like them can be bought easily. We'll offer them $2,000 to keep their mouth shut about what happened, and it will be fine. My phone buzzes. Joe. Right away, boss. Once I get the confirmation, I slide into the driver's side and turn over the engine. Ellie sits with her feet up on the chair, hugging her knees to her chest. Seatbelt on, I say, unsure how to act toward her. Part of me wants to hold her close and tell her everything will be okay. I mean, she just witnessed me beating those men to a pulp with a little effort. I know doing that to save her goes against everything we stand for. I shift the car into drive and pull away, leaving my mess behind me. In the rearview mirror, I can see the guys rolling about on the floor, trying to get up and failing drastically. Ellie remains silent as I pull onto the highway, pressing my foot hard to the floor. I'm conflicted, and I hate it. On the one hand, I want to touch Ellie so badly my fingertips are itching. On the other hand, I know there is no going back once I show her kindness. Despite the painful, intense silence, my need to touch her is impossible to ignore. I slide my hand onto her thigh, gripping it possessively. She gasps, lips parting as she meets my gaze. Don't worry, everything will be okay, I say, clenching my jaw the moment the words escape me. This isn't me. I don't comfort people, ever. It's not my style. Where are you staying? I ask, keeping my eyes fixed on the road. There's a momentary pause before she sighs.
A friend's place? But those guys know I'm staying there.
I grip the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turn white. A flood of anger hits me, learning that those guys targeted her and searched for her. The need to protect this woman rises inside me so strongly it obliterates any other thoughts. She's mine, and no one touches what is mine. Don't you have a place of your own?
No.
She mumbles, gazing out of the window. My jaw clenches and I wonder what shit this girl is in with them. Why not?
It's a long story.
Other than the roar of the engine, silence falls between us as I push on closer to home. There's no use asking her any more questions, not now anyway. She doesn't want to talk. The fact she doesn't want to tell me that story irritates me more than I care to put into words. All I know is there is no way in hell I'm letting her out of my sight again. Those drug dealers are the lowest of the low, the bottom of the hierarchy. It doesn't make them any less dangerous. If anything, it makes them more dangerous. They're vicious and disgusting. Ellie needs protection from them, and I will be the one protecting her, no matter what.
Chapter 9. Ellie. Silence fills the air as Leo drives down the road, hand possessively gripping my thigh still. How he beat up those guys for me and protected me was undeniably hot. He was full of rage and power. I'm worried that he would have killed them if I hadn't stepped in. The only thing that makes me feel sick to my stomach is why he protected me. I'm his plaything to punish because I stole from him until I learn my lesson. It makes little sense why he'd want to protect me. He didn't seem thrilled when I told him I'm homeless. I have no idea where he's taking me. His fingers stroke the inside of my thigh, making heat pulse through my veins. I swallow hard, wondering if he knows what he's doing to me. I allow myself to look at him, and he is staring straight ahead at the road, eyes focused. He looks so brutally handsome in the dim light of the moon shining overhead. His high cheekbones are enough to make any woman envious. It's the first time I've studied the man I've fucked twice, since most of the time I've been bound with my back to him.
What are you looking at?
He asks, voice stern. You? I look down at my hands. You are so beautiful, I say, shrugging. He chuckles and shakes his head.
I've been called many things before, but not beautiful.
His fingers trace higher on my legs, edging under my skirt.
You're the beautiful one here,
he murmurs, hooking a finger into my thong.
I love that my cum is still dripping out of you and soaking into your panties.
My panties soak through more, shivering at his light touch. This man is an addiction. I love his dominance and the way he gets my body to respond. Bruce acted like an alpha male, but he couldn't be further from it, as a real alpha male never beats his woman the way Bruce beat me. Where are we going? I ask for the second time, trying to keep my mind off his finger teasing my soaking wet pussy.
To my place.
I swallow hard, trying to rein in my fear. As far as I've heard, the Romano mansion is like Fort Knox. Once he gets me in there, he could keep me there forever. The thought is scary and exciting at the same time. Why? He shakes his head.
Too many questions, Cicino.
I moan as his finger dips inside of me, while he keeps his eyes fixed on the road ahead. Who said men couldn't multitask? Leo is proving that it's possible. I let my head fall back against the headrest as he fingers me. I bite my lip as he curls his finger, hitting the spot deep inside of me that floods me with pleasure. Fuck, I rasp as his finger moves from my pussy to my clit, circling it in a way that makes me crazy.
You're so responsive,
he groans, forcing my eyes toward his lap. His cock is hard and pressing against the fabric of his pants. Can I touch it? I ask. His eyes meet mine, and then he looks down at his cock, lips curving into a smirk.
Go ahead, baby.
He pulls his fingers from my pussy and licks them clean, tasting me. I lick my lips and shift in the seat, reaching across the console to unzip his pants. My heart pounds in my chest as I reach for his huge cock, freeing him from his boxers. The head is swollen and glistening with pre-cum as it stands upright in front of me. It looks ridiculously huge in my small hands as I stroke him from root to tip. More pre-cum floods the swollen head, dripping down the side of his length. It makes my mouth water at the thought of tasting him again.
Suck it,
he groans, lacing his fingers in my hair and guiding me down to him. I close my lips around his head, breathing through my nose as I let him sink right back into my throat. He grunts above me, thrusting his hips upward. It drives his cock even deeper down my throat, sending pleasure through me that I can't explain. I'll never get enough of this man and the way he takes control of me. I moan around his cock, pulling back and swirling my tongue around the thick, swollen head. Delicious pre-cum floods my mouth, and I swallow it. The thought of him shooting his load down my throat makes me needy. I want to swallow every drop of him. Leo is as addictive as he is dangerous. I slip him back into my throat, breathing through my nose. His cock is so fucking huge, I can't get it all down my throat, but I get it a good 7 inches down. He grunts and groans, thrusting himself deeper.
Fuck, Ellie,
he growls. His fingers tighten in my hair, and he pulls me off his cock, panting slightly.
You almost made me come.
I moan at that, trying to close my lips back over his cock. He keeps hold of my hair, stopping me from going down on him.
Is that what you want? Do you want me to come down your throat?
He asks. I nod my head, keeping my hands tight around the base of his cock. Yes, sir. He groans, releasing my hair.
You are a dirty, naughty little thief. Take every drop and swallow it, Bella.
I love it when he calls me Bella. Closing my lips around his girth, I do as he says. First, I tease him, swirling my tongue around him 3 times, slowly. He groans above me, fisting my hair and forcing his cock down my throat. He fucks my throat, making thick saliva spill all over his cock and his pants.
I'm going to come,
he growls, pumping one last time and unloading every drop of his delicious, salty seed down my throat. I swallow it all, relishing the way this man makes me feel. Once he's finished, I pull off him, making sure I lick him clean. He groans, keeping his eyes on the road.
You are perfect,
he mutters, accelerating my heart rate. It's the first sweet thing he has said to me, and I can feel myself melting. This is not good. Leo Romano is not the kind of guy I should feel warm and fuzzy about. He's bad news. I wipe my mouth, fixing his cock back in his pants and zipping them up before sitting back in my seat. It's once I'm sitting upright that I notice where we are. We're no longer on the road, but a long, winding driveway. The Romano mansion, that's where we are. I know it even though I can't see the house yet. It means there's no escape, no matter how much I might want to get away from him. I don't want to, but I know that's a bad thing. Why are you bringing me here? I ask, glancing over at Leo. His grip tightens on the steering wheel, and he doesn't reply, making my stomach churn. Maybe he has decided to kill me after all, and do it somewhere private. Oh God, I'm not sure I can face him killing me. The guy has got under my skin, and the thought of him ending it all makes my throat constrict. He slides his hand onto my thigh and squeezes gently, making me glance at him. The pain floats away as he smiles at me kindly, shaking his head.
Don't be scared, sweetheart. You've got nothing to fear from me, I promise.
I relax into my seat, feeling relieved that he does not intend to kill me.
Who are those men?
He asks. I swallow hard, feeling unsure about telling him the whole sordid story about me and my douchebag of an ex-boyfriend. They know my ex, and he's trying to find me, I say, keeping it brief. His hand tightens around my thigh, and his jaw clenches. I wonder what is going on in that mind of his. Why did you save me from them? He glances at me briefly, and then back at the driveway. I can tell he doesn't intend to reply. The house has just come into view, and people weren't kidding about it being a mansion. It's a huge stone-built palace with expensive cars lining the driveway. I knew the Romano Mafia were rich, but this is something else.
No more questions,
he says, turning to that cold, commanding tone he normally uses. Leo pulls around the back of the house and turns off the engine, getting out and walking around to my side. My phone buzzes, and I pull it from my purse, glancing at it to find a few texts from Ashley. Seriously, what the fuck is going on? I type back quickly, realizing how much I'm going to piss her off. I'm okay, but I won't be home tonight. And then I turn it off, knowing she will blow my phone up if I don't. It's an asshole move, but if I tell her I'm with Leo Romano, she will freak out. Not to mention the fact I tried to steal from him. I wait in my seat, trembling in anticipation. Maybe Leo will turn me into his sex slave, which isn't the worst thing I could imagine. He can let me stay in his lovely home and use me whenever he wants. The problem is, the more time I spend around him, the more I feel something for him. I don't know the guy, but I'm addicted to him already. He opens the door and stares down at me, powerful and unmoving, with no emotion in his eyes.
Get out,
he commands. His tone sends a shiver down my spine for 2 reasons. It's that dominating and alpha tone that makes me weak at the knees, but it's also dangerous and full of threat. Would Leo hurt me if I disobeyed him? His fingers entwine with mine, and he yanks me toward a back door.
Come on,
he mutters. I follow him, enjoying the warmth of his hand around mine. He's quiet and careful, searching the corridors before entering them. This place is as opulent inside as it is outside. The floors are paved with expensive cream marble, and the walls are lined with paintings from ridiculously famous artists. Picasso, to name one. I swallow hard. This place is the biggest temptation for a thief like me. I've been thieving since I was 16 years old. It's what I turned to when I dropped out of high school. Leo should know better than to bring me in here, as it's in my blood to make off with pretty things. I can only assume we climb a back staircase up to the 3rd floor. Leo keeps me behind him as he glances into the corridor. After a few beats, he steps out, dragging me with him. He stops in front of a door and unlocks it before dragging me inside. I can only imagine it's his bedroom. The room is as opulent as the rest of this place, with a 4-poster king-size bed that sits proudly against the back wall, draped in expensive gold silk bedding.
This is my room, and you'll stay here,
Leo says, watching me carefully. I nod my head. Thank you. The edge of his lip quirks up, but he doesn't smile.
For what?
My cheeks heat, and I shrug. Saving me from those guys? He steps toward me with that dark look in his eyes.
Strip,
he commands. My heart beats faster at the command, and I freeze. Leo hasn't seen me naked yet. We've fucked with my dress on both times, and I'm not sure I want him to see my scars. The thought of his face twisting in disgust makes me sick to the stomach.
I said strip. Do you need me to come and help you with that?
I swallow hard, shaking my head. I unzip the back of my dress and slowly peel it from my skin, feeling more vulnerable than ever under his dark gaze. My eyes remain on the floor as I remove it entirely and shove it to one side, crossing my arms over my chest.
Who did this to you?
Leo growls, forcing me to meet his gaze with the ferocity of his tone. His eyes are wild with rage as they take in the scars over my tummy and chest. He hasn't seen the ones in the center of my back yet. Bruce has been a rather brutal partner for the past 5 years, and before that, my drunk dad was as bad. It wasn't until Bruce accused me of stealing those drugs I decided enough was enough. It makes me feel so weak and ashamed. I couldn't tell anyone the truth of what he'd been doing to me all these years. Leo steps closer and grips hold of my chin in a firm grip, forcing me to meet his gaze.
Who did this to you, Bella?
Pain constricts around my throat as I try to speak, but can't. Tears prickle at my eyes, and letting them fall in front of Leo Romano scares me half to death. Tears flow down my cheeks as I try to fight against them, but he's dredging up the pain of my past. Leo wipes them away, more gently than I'd expect, and pulls me into him, holding me close. I cry into his suit jacket, but he doesn't seem to care. He has stopped pushing me for an answer and lifts me, carrying me to the bed. He sets me down gently, moving the covers over me. I watch as he strips down to his boxers. I can barely see through the tears blurring my eyes. It is bizarre that I'm bawling my eyes out in front of one of the country's toughest mafia bosses. He shifts into the bed by my side and then wraps me in his arms, holding me close. I try to still the tears and focus on the man holding me. He kisses my forehead gently and mutters soft words in Italian.
Andrà tutto bene, tesoro. Ti proteggerò sempre, qualunque cosa cada.
He probably thinks I don't know what he's saying, but my grandfather was Italian. Before he died, he used to sit me on his lap and say the same thing. He died when I was 5 years old, leaving me with my abusive father and alcoholic mother. He was the only man I knew who didn't harm me. I feel my heart ache in my chest, as he used to say it to me in Italian, and then repeat it in English to me every single night.
Everything will be fine, honey. I will always protect you, no matter what happens.
It confuses me more than I can explain. Leo doesn't know me, so why would he protect me? Perhaps it's something soothing to say, but the words have meaning. I listen to his soft voice, and slowly, my eyes grow heavy and flutter shut. I fall asleep in the arms of a dangerous criminal, feeling safer than I have for years.
Chapter 10. Leo. My heart pounds hard as I watch Ellie sleep peacefully in my bed. I never have women in my bed. Normally, I visit a hotel when I'm hooking up. It keeps it less personal. But everything with Ellie isn't normal. We didn't even fuck last night. What on earth has gotten into me? The tough thief who loves being punished is broken, vulnerable, and homeless. She has such a tough exterior, but I saw through it to the true woman beneath it all last night. People in her past have broken her badly, including her ex-boyfriend who she mentioned. The moment I find out who he is, I will kill him. The scars on her tummy, chest, and back have a harsh beauty to them, a reminder of the pain she has survived and everything she's been through. Her eyes never betray the pain and hell she has endured in the past. They are the only signs. This woman I barely know is everything to me. I held her last night while she cried, kissing her forehead. I kept my arms tight around her and muttered words I shouldn't have said. It felt natural and right to tell her I'd protect her because it's how I feel. At least she doesn't know Italian. I got her here without anyone noticing, but I can't keep her in my room forever. No matter how much I want to wrap her up in cotton wool and never let her out of my sight. My father taught me not to care and told me women are for fucking and discarding. He'd instilled that sentiment in me from a young age. I'd struggled with it, considering my father had married my mother. Rick still remembers her pretty well, but I was 4 years old when she died. Kane and Rick are convinced our father killed her, but I'm not sure. Ellie groans softly and rolls onto her side, opening one eye. She startles and sits up when she notices me staring at her. Buongiorno, Bella, I say, smiling at her. She licks her bottom lip.
Morning, sir.
I chuckle at that. It's amusing how Ellie is always so obedient. It's as if she was born to please. You don't need to call me sir all the time. I like it when we fuck, but you can call me Leo. She raises an eyebrow and nods.
Okay, Leo,
She says innocently. I don't know what it is about her saying my name, but it makes my balls tingle. I shift toward her and slip my hand behind her neck, forcing her lips to mine. I suck on her tongue, making her moan. Her fingers claw at my chest as she shifts to sit in my lap, letting me kiss her hard. This woman tastes amazing. I can't push this, though, not after last night. The guilt I feel over bending her over my desk and slapping her ass after seeing those scars made me sick to the stomach. She doesn't need pain, even if she has grown to love it. The woman needs loving and nurturing, something I'm not sure I can do. Feelings have never come naturally to me. I'm closed off and unable to feel after all the shit we went through growing up. I wasn't exactly brought up in a loving environment. I find it hard to show that I care for people. But this thief turns up and opens me up like no one ever has. It makes no sense. I break the kiss and peck her on the lips. Have a shower, and I'll bring you up some food. Her eyes go wide as if she'd expected me to fuck her. After what I saw last night, I can't bring myself to treat her like I did when we first met. Tying her up and slapping her, it feels wrong. It is crazy. Normally, I don't care about what someone has been through. I'll be the first to admit that I can be a selfish son of a bitch at times. But Ellie makes me stop and think. I shift from the bed and throw in a t-shirt and pants. I'll be back shortly. She gives me a nod and watches as I leave the room. I rest my back against the door and let out a long breath. I can't work out what I'm going to do. It's not like I can keep her a secret from everyone. I've got to act fucking normal, even if it's hard. I walk down the corridor toward the stairs and head for the kitchen. Two men mutter about something, and I overhear my brother's name. "Kane has lost the plot," he says. I turn to them. "Why? What has he done now?" The guy pales, eyes wide. "Nothing, sir." I cross my arms over my chest and step closer. "Tell me what Kane has done." He bows his head. "Last night he came bounding down with his mattress and ran to the side of the building. He was trying to save the girl he got from Alex Cavino." He shakes his head slightly. "Even though she was trying to escape out of the window." Shit. My brother has lost the plot. I know the guy cares about her, but he's not supposed to tell anyone. Rick had to fly out of Philly for 2 days, but will kill Kane when he returns. As soon as he hears what Kane did, he'll be pissed. If Ellie were escaping out the window, I'd probably do the same damn thing. This house wouldn't be easy to climb down. Last night, once Ellie fell asleep, I heard my brother and Jasmine getting pretty fucking loud in their room down the corridor. Our men would have heard them too, which means they know he didn't punish her. Either that, or she's as much of a sucker for punishment as my beautiful little thief. I nod my head. Thanks, Carl. I carry on walking toward the kitchen. Kane is cooking pancakes, whistling to himself. What the fuck? I must stand there and blink a few times, ensuring I'm singing this right. Kane never whistles, and he never cooks. Not to mention, he's never in a good mood in the morning. I step into the room and take a seat at the table. "Why are you in such a good mood?" I know why. I just love teasing him. He spins around and glares at me. "Mind your own business." I raise an eyebrow and smirk at him. Does it have anything to do with the screams from your bedroom last night? Kane growls, spinning on me. "Don't be an ass, Leo." He's holding a plate of pancakes and has extra in the pan. "There's extra if you want some." He nods toward the pan. It works for me since I will have to take Ellie something, and pancakes are better than Lucky Charms. Cooking her breakfast after she tried to escape. I tut. What do you think the guys will think? His face pales and his shoulders dip. "Who told you about that?" "Everyone is talking about it this morning, Kane." I shake my head. "Rick will be pissed when he gets back." Kane lets out a long breath. "What else was I supposed to do? Let her fall to her death?" I nod my head. "If she was trying to escape from you, that's what a Romano should and would do, yes." Kane runs a hand through his short hair. "Fuck. I know I fucked up, but this girl has got to me, Leo." I know what he means. Ellie has got to me, too. I'm just keeping my cool about the whole thing. It's not right of me to scold my brother over something I did the other day. Ellie tried to steal from us, and instead of ending her as I should have, I fucked her. You need to try to cool it around her, though. Keep it under wraps. He nods in response, looking a little lost. I stand from the table and clap him on the back. I'm sure it will all work out. Take the girl those pancakes before they go cold. He nods. Thanks, bro. I watch him as he walks out of the room, shoulders tense. Spoiling his mood was shitty of me, but he knows we can't risk having someone we care for. Everyone knows he cares about Jasmine now. It's the exact reason I'm keeping Ellie in my room, so no one will get to her. I grab 2 plates from the cupboard and load up the rest of the pancakes, placing them on a tray. I grab a bottle of maple syrup and some cutlery. All the rewards of cooking Ellie breakfast without having to do the actual cooking works for me. I head back to my room and open the door. Ellie's sitting up in bed, waiting for me. Colazione a letto, I say, finding I'm less self-conscious when I speak Italian. She shrugs.
I don't know what that means.
I place the tray on the bed and sit beside her, kissing her lips gently. It means breakfast in bed.
You cooked this?
She asks. Not exactly. Kane cooked too much and let me have the leftovers. I sink my teeth into my bottom lip. If it weren't for him, you'd be eating a bowl of Lucky Charms. She laughs and it's fucking beautiful. It's the first time I've heard her laugh.
Lucky Charms are my favorite.
My heart skips a beat. So, You don't think Lucky Charms are just for kids? She shakes her head frantically.
No, it pisses me off when people say that.
I smile and settle beside her, grabbing a plate and covering my pancakes in syrup. There's an easiness between us I've never experienced with a woman before. I normally feel awkward as hell if I have to linger around a woman I've fucked. It feels natural to sit here in silence with Ellie eating together. Ellie hasn't asked me why I brought her here. I'm not entirely sure I know the answer. When I saw those men attacking her, I snapped. There's a voice inside my head saying the same notion repeatedly. She's mine. Even if she doesn't realize it, I'll never let her go. Ellie is mine to protect, take, and hold. Forever.
Chapter 11. Ellie. I'm going out of my mind, holed up in this room. Leo insists no one can see me, but this is becoming a joke. I've been here for a week now. Ashley lost her shit when I told her the whole story, when I finally turned my phone back on 2 days later. She made me promise to text or call her daily so she knows I'm alive. Leo is often out most of the day and comes back late, and I just sit here watching bullshit TV. Not to mention, he hasn't touched me since he brought me here. Maybe my scars put him off. They're not exactly feminine and attractive. My chest aches at the thought of him no longer being attracted to me. Leo has touched me in a way no one has before. Despite being the brutal Mafia boss, he's also caring and kind. A man I can feel myself falling for, even if I don't want to. There's no doubt I need to get out of here, but I'm unsure if I'm free to leave. Leo hasn't told me why he keeps me shut up here. The problem is, I'm not sure I've got the guts to question him. I'm lucky to be alive after attempting to steal from the guy. My eyes fix on the door, and I'm considering leaving. What is the worst that can happen? Fuck it. All I've got is my handbag. I sling it over my shoulder and walk toward the door, certain I can remember how to get out of this mansion. I'll run away as soon as I get to the back entrance. It can't be that hard, can it? The door is locked, so I pull a hairpin out of my hair and force it into the lock. Maneuvering the lock takes a little while, but it clicks open after a few minutes. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding, pushing open the door. It's silent in the corridor, and I glance out, hoping there's no one around. All is clear, so I step into the hallway and head toward the back staircase. We came in here without being seen, so I'm sure I'll get out without being seen too. It's once I get outside that it will get complicated. The drive to this place has to be at least a mile. How am I going to walk that without getting caught? I shrug, deciding I'll figure it out as I go. This is what I do best, improvise. I hurry down the hallway and come to the staircase. With a glance down, I'm sure it's clear. My heart is pounding against my ribcage as I descend to the ground floor. Once there, I check each way in the corridor and then turn right, remembering how Leo brought me in. My fingers itch at the sight of that same original Picasso painting that would fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars. I walk on, knowing stealing from the Romano Mafia once and getting caught is silly, but twice is pushing it. As I turn left, the back door comes into view, tasting the freedom already. My feet can't carry me any quicker toward that door, and I'm running for it. I swing open the door and collide with a wall of hard muscle. A pair of hands land on my shoulders and I scream. Leo's woody scent fills my nostrils before I glance up at him. I could place his strong, masculine scent anywhere. His beautiful blue eyes are wild with rage as he gazes down at me.
Where the fuck are you going?
He growls. I really can't catch a fucking break lately. My stomach dips and I swallow hard, accepting I've been caught. I think my mojo is off at the moment. Everything that could go wrong does go wrong. Leaving? I say, stepping back from Leo and keeping my shoulders straight. He hasn't told me I couldn't leave, so what the fuck is his problem?
Where were you going to go?
He asks, eyes narrowing. I shrug. I'm going fucking nuts locked in your room all the time. He forcefully grabs my arm and drags me back inside, marching me up the stairs toward his room. Get the fuck off me! I snap, trying to writhe from his grip.
Keep it down or I'll gag you,
he hisses, fury painting his features. My heart slams hard and fast against my ribcage. I've never seen Leo this angry, and it scares me. I know what happens when men get angry. He opens the door to the bedroom and yanks me inside, slamming the door so hard it makes me jump. He stares at me like a lunatic, eyes frantic and nostrils flared. I know the signs. Instead of looking at him, I fix my eyes on the floor. The thought of him hitting me makes my chest ache. But it's what always happens. Leo Romano is probably the same.
Why were you trying to leave?
He asks, voice calmer than I'd expected. I look up to see him breathing deeply. I'm fed up with being stuck in this room. I set my hands on my hips. Not to mention, ever since you saw my scars, you won't touch me anyway. His nostrils flare again, and his jaw clenches. I get it. They're ugly and put you off. Why don't you let me go? I ask, trying to stay tough despite knowing who I'm talking to. Leo growls, eyes filled with a fire that makes my knees wobble.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I raise my eyebrow. Why haven't you touched me then? He shakes his head and blows out a long breath. For a moment, I'm sure he's not going to answer until he speaks softly.
Because if I slap you and tie you up the way I crave, then I'm as bad as the man who inflicted those scars on you.
He lets his shoulders slump, and his eyes drop to the floor. It takes me aback hearing that from him. He's wrong, though. The men who did this to me were cruel and did it to hurt me. When Leo inflicts pain during sex, it's only for my pleasure. Surely he can see the difference. Before I can reconsider it, I'm walking to his side. That's not true, I say, cupping his chin in my hands and forcing him to look at me. You've only ever given me pleasure, whereas they did it to hurt me.
They?
He asks, eyes curious. I swallow and nod. First, it was my dad, and then my ex-boyfriend, I say, averting his gaze and dropping my hands. Leo's hands clench into fists by his side.
I'll kill both of them,
he says, voice full of danger. I shake my head. My dad died 6 years ago. My ex isn't worth it. He wraps his arms around my waist and pulls me into him.
You're worth it,
he says, gazing into my eyes with a fond kindness burning in them. It's surprising how safe and protected he makes me feel. Leo is different from the other men I've had in my life. I can tell that as I gaze into his bright, vibrant eyes, he'd never hurt me. Not really. His lips meet mine in a soft and tender kiss that makes me ache for him. I'd vowed to myself when I left Bruce, no more men. Leo turned up on the same fucking day, and I'm falling for him. This can only end in heartache, but I can't stop myself. I wrap my arms around his neck and press my body tightly, deepening the kiss. The more time I spend with this man, the more I feel for him. It's a dangerous notion, considering Leo Romano is renowned for his playboy ways. He's the mob underboss of the most powerful mafia family in the country. It means he can have whoever he wants and do whatever he wants. Why would he want me? A worthless thief who can't offer him anything. I try to push the doubts from my mind, focusing on enjoying the moment, wrapped in his strong arms. His fingers tease under my shirt, and he pulls it over my head, exposing my lacy bra and scars. I tense, feeling vulnerable and exposed, as his eyes rake over my scars.
Beautiful,
he says, eyes full of fire. He unclips my bra from behind, and then groans as my breasts spill free. It's the first time he's had me this naked in front of him. His eyes dilate with pure longing as he captures my hard nipple in his mouth, making my back arch. He does the same to the other one, and I claw onto him for support while my legs turn to jelly. Leo controls my body in a way I never knew was possible. It feels like we fit together the moment he touches me. Two halves of a whole. I pull his shirt out of his pants and unbutton them, but he stops me. His hand closes around mine gently, and forces them around his neck as he hoists me into his arms and walks toward the bed. He sets me down in the middle of it, staring down at me with a fierce hunger that makes me wetter than ever. He unbuttons his shirt, revealing his hard, chiseled chest for the first time, making me moan. The other times we've fucked, he's always been clothed. He is beautiful, with dark tattoos on his muscular chest and arms, making my mouth dry. He lowers himself onto me, allowing me free rein to run my hands across his tanned, soft skin. The first time I've touched him like this. Leo captures my lips with a gentleness I've not felt before from him. It makes me long for more. It's clear this twisted thing between us is becoming deeper, and I'm not sure I would survive if he put an end to what is happening between us.
Chapter 12. Leo. The need to be inside this woman drives me wild as she moans into my mouth. This past week has been torture, sleeping in the same bed but not fucking her. I don't know how to treat her, knowing how badly she's been hurt before. She assures me I treated her differently from those who hurt her in the past, alleviating some guilt. I lower myself over her, kissing her gently. For the first time, I intend to be tender with a woman. It seems crazy how much this girl has affected me in such a short time. Those harshly beautiful scars make her nervous. When I pulled her shirt off, I could see how she withdrew. My fingers run lightly over one scar running across her tummy, and she tenses. She's so self-conscious, which is ridiculous. Her scars make her no less beautiful to me. "You are stunning," I mutter, kissing her neck and trailing them gently down to her collarbone. I bite her collarbone, making her moan beneath me. Her fingers tangle in my hair as I trail kisses down her tummy, kissing the scars on her skin softly. She flinches at first, and then relaxes into it.
Leo!
She moans my name in a way that makes my balls tingle. I keep moving down her body, teasing at her lower abdomen. As I kiss her thighs gently, her muscles visibly shake with anticipation.
Please, Leo!
She moans, clawing at the bedsheets. I kiss her over the fabric of her thong, teasing her with my lips. I pull away from the sticky, wet fabric, discarding it on the floor, and then I lick her center, tasting her sweet nectar. It is like fucking honey. My fingers delve inside of her, and I move my lips to her sensitive nub, sucking gently.
Oh!
She moans, bucking her hips toward my mouth. I push her further, forcing her hips up and exposing her asshole. My tongue traces lightly over her forbidden hole and then to her sensitive nub. She shudders beneath me, whimpering in a way that makes my cock leak into my restrictive boxer briefs. Sitting back on my haunches, I undo my belt and move to free myself from my pants. Ellie watches me with pure longing burning brightly in her blue eyes. I free myself from my pants and boxer briefs, and her lips part. I shift between her thighs and lick her again, slipping a thick finger inside of her wet heat. She bucks and moans as her eyes roll back in her head. I finger her slowly, feeling her muscles tightening around my finger. "Turn over," I groan, hands tight on her hips. She does as I say, getting onto her hands and knees. I fist myself in my hand, teasing my finger inside of her again, and hooking it in a way that makes her thighs shake.
Slap me!
She moans, bucking back toward me. Her ass is teasingly high in the air, goading me to slap it and turn it a perfect red color. I hesitate, biting on my lip and staring down at her. It's clear she enjoys it during sex, but after seeing those scars, I'm sure she has been through abuse in her life. It doesn't feel right because for once in my godforsaken life, I give a shit about someone else.
Please, Leo, I want you to.
She moans, glancing back at me. After a few more moments of hesitation, I give her a quick nod. I can't tell her what she should or shouldn't want. She wouldn't beg me for it if she didn't like it. My hand comes down in an erotic and tender slap, making her squeal with pleasure. A knock at the door has us both freezing and staring at each other, the first time we've been interrupted since Ellie arrived here.
Who the hell is that?
She hisses, eyes wide. Keep quiet, and I will deal with it, I whisper, pressing a finger to my lips. I shift from the bed, searching for my box of briefs. They're on the floor, and I slip them on quickly. Ellie ducks under the covers, hiding. I swing open the door, and Kane stands on the other side, eyebrow raised. The light affects my eyes, and I squint up at him. Covino has stolen Jasmine. I need you to come with me now. Fuck. It's the morning of Kane's wedding to Jasmine, and Ellie's attempted escape derailed me. I'd been out back because I was supposed to be supervising the catering delivery. I glance over my shoulder at the girl in my bed, then back at Kane. I nod. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll meet you out front. Kane's eyes narrows, and he cranes his neck, trying to look past me. The guy knows something's up. Who am I kidding? Kane's instincts are second to none. I keep the door angled so he can't glimpse the woman in my bed. I stare him out, willing him to probe me on who is in the room. Kane isn't the kind of guy to stick his nose in other people's business. He's not one to pry, not normally anyway. After a few more beats, he nods his head and turns away. I let out a long breath of relief as I shut the door. Ellie is staring at me with wide eyes. I'm sorry, I've got to go. I shift to grab my shirt and pants off the table, getting them on quickly. It's an emergency, I explain, not looking at her. It's not exactly great timing, but I can't help it. My brother needs me.
What has happened?
She asks, shifting to the edge of the bed. I move toward her and kiss her gently. Nothing you need to worry about. Stay put, and I'll see you shortly. She kisses me back with a hot and fiery need, and when I pull away, she swallows hard. I can tell she's concerned. Once I'm back, we'll pick up where we left off, I say, winking at her. It tears me up to turn away and leave her alone, but my brother needs me right now. Without another word, I rush out of my room and lock the door behind me. The risk of someone else discovering Ellie's too great to leave the door unlocked. If I'd lingered any longer, I may not have been able to leave her. All I can think about is Ellie as I head out of the front door and onto the drive. Any of our men might think she's broken in if she tries to leave again. I can't risk her being harmed by them. Rick and Kane are already in an SUV with the engine running. I open the back door, jumping in. Shit, sorry I held you guys up. Rick steps on the gas almost immediately, jerking me against the seat. What the hell happened? I ask. There's a beat of tense silence as Rick glances over at Kane. He gives him a short nod before staring out of the window. It seems Jazz betrayed us and allowed Covino into the house to see Jasmine, Rick replies. Kane sits still, muscles tense. He snatched her and left a ransom note. Rick turns left out of our driveway toward the highway, foot flat to the floor. They snatched her from her room, and it wasn't until they were down in the main hallway that I saw her. I tried to run after her, but they were too quick. How did she look? Kane asks. The guy sounds cut up, and I've never seen him like this. A little beaten up, but she's alive, Rick replies. I can't imagine how I'd feel if someone snatched Ellie like that. Not to mention I'd have no idea where to find her. At least Kane has an idea where she is. How beaten up? Kane asks in a dangerous tone. A tone I know well. Rick glances at him briefly. She had a busted-up face and some bruises. Motherfucker! Kane shouts, punching the dashboard hard. She'll be fine, brother. He has it bad for this girl. I knew he did, considering he was marrying her. But I've never seen him this out of control. Alex isn't stupid enough to hurt her badly, especially since he thinks you'll pay him a ransom, I say, trying to calm him down. When Kane is out of control, things can escalate far too quickly. His brutal rage has always been a strength, but can also be a weakness. It doesn't mean I want to kill him any less for it, Kane mutters, voice calmer. I know what he means. The moment I saw those scars on Ellie, even though she may have had them for years, I wanted to hurt the person who had inflicted them. She hasn't told me her ex-boyfriend's name, but if she does, I will kill him. There's a tense silence between us as Rick follows the GPS toward Jasmine's assumed location. Rick turns off onto a dirt track up into the Heart Acre Woods. The woods we used to spend our summers camping out in. None of us ever said it out loud, but it was our escape away from the crazy life our father had forced us into. We grew up with security guards all over the house, screams we weren't supposed to hear coming from the basement. I was 14 years old when my father set a gun in my hand and made me kill for the first time. Too fucking young. The guy ripped my childhood away from me, but we'd find our way up here with tents and snacks every summer. It was the only time I'd ever felt like a normal kid. The only time we got to act like we weren't the kids of a ruthless criminal. Even at secondary school, I didn't feel normal. As rumors spread about our father, no one wanted anything to do with me. Dear old Dad pulled me out of secondary school at 13 years old to be homeschooled, which was bullshit. He put me to work in the business right away. Rick and Kane had been luckier than me, finishing school and having friends. Kane hates that our father destroyed his chance to attend college, but at least he got to attend high school. It is in the past now, but the memories are still as if they happened yesterday, as we navigate the overgrown dirt tracks of the familiar woods. All I can hope is that we get Kane's fiancée back safe and sound. This is his first attempt at a normal life, and I want that for my brother more than anything. Maybe it's something I can have with Ellie. I know it's a silly thought, particularly considering we barely know each other. The heart wants what it wants, and mine wants Ellie.
Chapter 13. Ellie. I watch the clock tick by. It's been 2 hours since Leo left. My stomach rumbles as I sit in bed, waiting for him to return. The longer he is gone, the more my stomach twists with worry. It's making me crazy. I'm unsure who Jasmine is, but I overheard the guy at the door say someone had taken her. Whatever is going on is dangerous. This is the Romano Mafia we're talking about. A knock at the door has me sitting bolt upright on the sofa, gazing at the door. I hit pause on the TV and perk my ear, listening for any idea about who is on the other side. Leo has the key to get back in, so why is someone knocking? I stand to my feet and walk cautiously toward the door. A louder and more aggressive knock sounds. After that, whoever is out there tries the door. I hear hushed voices on the other side, and deep in my stomach, I know how wrong this is. I jump a foot in the air when there's a forceful bash to the door with something heavy. Whoever is on the other side is trying to break the fucking door down. I dash for the ensuite bathroom and shut it quietly, locking it behind me. My heart is pounding in my throat, making me feel sick. The crash of the bedroom door being broken down sends my pulse racing. I hold a hand over my mouth to stop from crying out. I keep quiet and listen. When I hear a familiar voice, my stomach twists with sickness. My head becomes dizzy and my vision swims.
The bathroom,
Bruce says. How the fuck did he even get in here? I search the bathroom for an escape route, rushing to the window. One look and I know there's no way I can climb down. It's too high up. The only option is to hide. But who am I kidding? They know someone's in this bathroom as it's locked from inside. My heart pounds against my ribcage as I stand and wait. A bash at the bathroom door has me stepping backward, searching for somewhere to hide. There's no cupboard in this bathroom, and hiding only delays the inevitable. Bruce has found me, and he will kill me. My shoulders slump as I resign myself to the fact, knowing only Leo returning could save me now. The thump against the door makes the wood splinter and crack. They're almost through. I rush over to the toilet and grab the toilet brush, holding it in the air. It may be fucking stupid, but it's the only thing to wield as a weapon. Death by toilet brush probably isn't one of my best moves. The door clatters to the floor, wood cracking and splintering. It shatters everywhere. I stand there, trying to look tough. One of Bruce's friends is the first in, and I hit him over the head as hard as I can with the brush.
Ouch, what the fuck?
He says, yanking it from me and throwing it into the bath. Yeah, the toilet brush wasn't very effective. He tries to grab me, and I dodge the guy, only to collide with someone else. I look up to see Bruce sneering down at me. His pale face seems even paler than I remember as he glares down at me with his soulless, almost black eyes. His thin lips purse, and his long black hair is pulled back into a ponytail. He brings the back of his hand down across my face, sending a stinging pain across my cheek. I take a step back, trying to get away. I know that look in his eyes all too well. He doesn't normally touch my face. He always said that he kept that part of me perfect for when he fucks me. It doesn't matter to him anymore, as I'm not his. I belong to Leo.
You're a fucking whore, Ellie.
He shakes his head, stepping closer to me.
Shacking up with a Romano, no doubt waiting until you can make off with his money.
I pin my shoulders back and stare him in the eyes. He will kill you for this, I spit. Bruce chuckles, shaking his head.
Leo Romano doesn't give a shit about anybody. He'll probably thank me for getting rid of you.
How the fuck did you even get in here? I take another step back, panicking that he may be right. If Leo returns and I'm gone, he won't know where I am. Sure, Leo will see the doors broken down and know I've been taken, but will he care? He glances back at a man and gives him a nod.
We've got our ways.
What do you want? I ask, setting my hands on my hips. He steps closer, breathing his foul breath in my face.
You stole from me and tried to break up with me. I'm taking you as mine, by my side where you belong.
Like hell, I say, bringing my leg up to kick him in the balls. He reads my move and shifts out of the way, grabbing my leg midair. I forgot how long I'd known Bruce. He knows all my moves and can read me like a fucking book.
Tie her up and gag her, and let's get out of here,
he says to one of his guys. I dodge around him, and one of his guys comes at me, rushing for the door. It's useless, as there are 3 other men in the bedroom. One of them snatches me around the waist, picking me up off the floor. I scream and shout, thrashing to try to land a punch on this knucklehead. He is too freaking strong. He tightens his grip around my waist, making me squeal. The pain constricting through my ribs makes my vision blur. I'm sure he'll crack them with his bare hands if he presses any harder.
That's enough, Enzo. Put her down,
Bruce says. Enzo? The name rings a bell, and as I glimpse his face, I realize it's the bouncer from Mode. The guy drops me on the floor without warning, and I end up hitting my head on the side of the metal bed. I bring a hand up to where I hit it, feeling blood gush down my nose from a gash he just inflicted. What the fuck do you want, Bruce? I spit, glaring at him.
I want you, Ellie.
I shake my head. Didn't you get the letter? I didn't steal from you, and don't want to be with you anymore. Is that too hard for you to understand? Bruce steps closer, looming over me. His stout frame is blocking out the light of the chandelier behind him.
Don't talk to me like that, or you will regret it.
Do your worst, I hiss, spitting in his face. He hits me harder in the chest, sinking his fist into me. One of the guys grabs his hand.
Hey man, you shouldn't punch a woman like that.
Bruce snaps at him, punching him in the face.
Don't tell me how to talk to my woman.
His woman? Is he fucking joking? I'm not your woman, I yell, jumping to my feet and attempting to run for the door again. I take 3 steps before Enzo's arms are wrapped around my waist, lifting me off the floor again. This guy is becoming the bane of my existence. First, he stopped me from getting away with $200,000, and now he's helping my asshole of an ex-boyfriend. I give in, turning limp in his arms this time, not wanting to fight him. If I fight against him, I'm sure I'll end up with broken ribs.
It'll be best for all of us if you cooperate, Ellie,
Bruce warns. I glare at him, wishing I could punch him in the face. A man I spent far too many years of my life with. I thought he was the best I would ever find at 18. At first, he wasn't abusive, perhaps a little controlling, but not violent. After a year together, I moved in with him. That's when everything went downhill. 5 years wasted on a man who treated me like shit, and I'll never get over the shame that it took me so long to break free. Bruce steps toward me and firmly grips my chin, forcing me to meet his gaze. Hatred burns so brightly inside of me for this man. I see a sick desire in his eyes that makes me want to puke. There had always been warning signs of Bruce's cruel nature. He was a bully in high school, and I should have known he'd never change.
Tie her up and take her to the SUV as quickly as you can,
he instructs, turning away from me. I struggle against the guy I hit with the toilet brush, trying to escape him. Enzo stands nearby with his eyes fixed on me with a warning. As I meet his gaze, I stop struggling to allow the other guy to tie my wrists together. Enzo hauls me toward the door and heads down the corridor. I still don't understand how they've walked in here. The guys don't even take the back exit, heading straight out the front door where a beaten-up van is parked. Bruce gets in the front with the engine running, and Enzo opens the back, shoving me inside. I sit on the hard floor of the van as the door slams shut, leaving me in darkness. The two guys get in the front, and then the van moves. They're taking me away from him and the only happiness I've ever known. It was brief and fleeting, but perfect. Leo was everything I'd ever wanted, and I'd be stupid to think it would last. A mafia boss like him could have any woman he wants. He would never want to be with a thief like me. It was fun while it lasted. As the van speeds away, I know I'm being driven out of Leo's life forever.
Chapter 14. Leo. I step out of the cabin, itching to get back to Ellie. "Okay, break it up, lovebirds," I say, seeing Kane spin Jasmine around as if he's in a damn romance movie. I'm happy for my older brother. He's always hated life in the mob even more than Rick and me. I've never seen him as happy as he is with Jasmine around. He drops her to the floor abruptly and spins toward me, eyes narrowed. I walk toward them, smiling. "Not sure we've officially been introduced, sister-in-law-to-be." I bow, knowing it will piss Kane off. He's the easiest guy to annoy. "Don't be such an ass, Leo," Kane says through gritted teeth. I step closer to her and grab her hand, planting a kiss on the back of it. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Jasmine." I glance at Kane, smirking. "Are you sure he's not too old for you?" I get the rise I want when Kane growls like an angry tiger. I take a step back, holding my hands up. "I'm only messing, big brother."
He's not too old for me,
Jasmine says, looking at him adoringly.
I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, Leo.
I give her a nod. I like her, Kane. Rick has been loitering in the doorway and steps out behind me. "Yeah, odd you were going to marry the girl, and hadn't even taken a moment to introduce her to your brothers." I watch my older brother step forward and shake her hand. "I'm Rick." She nods.
I know.
Rick smiles, which is rare for him, and then chucks Kane a bag. "Change your clothes and burn them." He glances at Jasmine. "You too, sweetheart." He glances at Kane. "See you back at the house." Rick walks past them toward one of the SUVs, and I follow him, eager to return to the house. "Do you think they'll get busy out in the open?" I say, nudging Rick in the ribs. He shakes his head. "Can't you be serious for once in your life, Leonardo?" I tense at him using my full name, as I hate being called Leonardo. "Don't call me that," I hiss, sliding into the passenger side of the SUV. "Let's get back." Rick stares at me for a moment, eyes narrowed. "What's the rush?" I shrug. "No rush? I need to keep cool, otherwise I risk him learning the truth. If he finds out I've kept a girl who tried to steal $200,000 from us in my room for a week, he won't be happy. We live by a code, and the code keeps our family safe. I've violated it. I'm lucky my guys respect me and haven't told Rick I let Ellie live." Rick huffs as he starts the car, shifting into reverse and turning it around. "I thought we could grab a drink on the way home." He looks hopeful, glancing over at me. Shit. I can feel the blood draining from my face. Rick has a lot going on, especially with the heist happening tonight. One of the lower-level crime rings has taken liberties, and we've got our guys pulling a heist on all their drugs and guns. It could end badly if it goes wrong. He no doubt wants to get his mind off of it. And what kind of brother would I be if I said no? "Sure, let's get a drink," I say, clapping him on the shoulder. He smiles an uneasy smile, and then turns right toward our favorite bar. Ellie will be fine. She's locked away in our mansion, which is heavily guarded. What's the worst that can happen? After 3 beers, I'm getting irritated. Rick isn't slowing down, and I can't stay here much longer. Ellie will wonder where the fuck I am. "I'm ready to call it a night," I say, stretching my arms above my head and yawning widely. Rick tips back the rest of his scotch and then glares at me. "I've not had enough," he slurs. The guy has had almost a whole bottle of scotch since we've been here. I know how much his position fucks with him, and now and then he has one of these moments and gets rip-roaring drunk. "We've got more at home. Come on, I'll drive." I snatch the keys from the bar and swing them around my finger. He gets to his feet and sighs. "Fine, but you can be a real ass. A flood of relief fills me when he doesn't argue about leaving. It's getting on for dark and Ellie has been alone for hours. I hate leaving her for so long, particularly considering where we left off. For the first time, I would make love to her, not just fuck her. Fuck. The moment that thought passes through my mind, I panic. I fucking love the girl. God knows how it happened, but it did. I never thought I'd love any woman. We leave the bar and I unlock the SUV, climbing into the driver's seat. Rick crosses his arms over his chest and glares out the window like a child sulking because I've stopped his fun early. I speed onto the highway toward our home, driven by the need to see my woman. The journey takes forever, but finally the gates come into view. My eyes narrow because no security guards are at the gate. Where the fuck is security? Rick shakes his head. I don't know. He grabs his phone from his pocket and dials his head of security. Gabe, where the fuck is the security for the gate? He asks, flipping on the loudspeaker. They should be down there, sir. My stomach twists, and I know something is wrong. I press the button to open the gates and speed down the driveway, wishing it was shorter. What's the rush? Rick asks. I shake my head. Something's not right. I can feel Rick's eyes on me as I race down the driveway at speed, skidding to a stop outside the front of the manor. Without thinking, I fling the door open and rush inside. Ellie has to be okay. I have to see her safe and sound, wrapped in my comforter. I long to see her bright blue eyes are wide and full of adoration when she sees me. Instead, I find my door broken off the fucking hinges. Splintered and broken wood is all over the floor, and a trail of blood on beige carpet. She's gone, and she's hurt. My vision turns to pure red rage, and I can feel my blood boiling beneath my too tight skin. Motherfuckers! I roar, punching the wall so hard my knuckles paint blood across it. What the fuck is going on, Leo? Rick appears behind me, eyes wide. They've taken her. His brow furrows. Taken who? I shake my head, not wanting to explain everything right now. I can't. The rage is eating me up inside, and I can barely speak. Instead, I pace the floor. My shoulders and muscles are tenser than they have ever been. Ellie never told me the name of the man who was after her. But I'll find him and I'll fucking kill him. How the hell did they even get in here? Rick's hand comes down on my shoulder and he squeezes tightly, forcing me to a stop. Leonardo, you may be my brother, but I need an explanation right fucking now, he growls. He drags me out of the room without another word and pushes me down the corridor. Rick has always been bulkier than me, but I'm quicker. In my rage, I swing a punch at him, catching him in the jaw. His eyes widen, and his jaw goes slack for a moment. What the fuck was that for? He doesn't wait for an answer before his heavy fist plants in the center of my face. Pain stings through my nose, and blood cascades down my face, trickling onto my lip. It is good. The pain helps to ground me, easing the rage that threatened to send me spiraling out of control. Sorry, I say, shaking my head. I'll explain everything. Rick gives me one nod, eyes dark and angry. He leads the way down the stairs and I follow. He opens the door to his office and I step inside. I stand in the center of the room as he sits behind his desk and stares at me, waiting for an explanation. Where the fuck do I start? Long story short, I fucked a thief who tried to steal from us because I couldn't bring myself to kill her. I run a hand through my hair. A week ago, I saved her from 2 drug dealers in the street, and she had nowhere to go. I shrug. I brought her here. I can't bring myself to look my brother in the eye. Instead, I keep my eyes focused on the ground. I locked her in my room, and someone has taken her. Rick is silent for a while, and I still can't bring myself to look at him. Fuck, he says. He doesn't sound angry, just exasperated. When I look up, his eyes are filled with disappointment. It's worse than him being angry. I hate disappointing my older brother. Who knew she was here? He asks. My brow furrows as I try to find the answer to that question. I hadn't told anyone. The only people who had seen me with Ellie were the 2 drug dealers I beat to a pulp. The only people who saw me take Ellie were the 2 drug dealers. Rick scrubs a hand across his jaw. Were they ours? I nod my head. I recognized both of them as guys who deal with our drugs. Rick sighs heavily. Do you care about this girl? Yeah, I have to get her back. I don't care about anyone but my brothers. Somehow I care about her more than I can understand. Fuck. What is it with you guys lately? First Kane and now you? He shakes his head. I shrug in response since I can't explain it. The moment I saw Ellie, I knew she was the woman for me. It's the only reason I couldn't kill her. If it had been someone else, they'd be dead. I know how fucked up that is, but that is me. I am fucked up. Part 2, Chapter 15, Leo. 2 weeks later. The clock on the wall of my bedroom ticks away, goading me. It feels like it's telling me you can't find Ellie repeatedly. It's been 2 weeks to the day since someone stole her from me. I'm fucking exhausted, barely able to sleep or eat since someone took her. I can't find her, and neither can my men. The drug dealers I put in the hospital on the night I saved her have fled town along with others. No one knows where they've gone. If they do, they're not speaking. We've been searching for them and have come up blank. There's no doubt in my mind that they're involved, as is Ellie's piece of shit ex-boyfriend. They've taken her away from me. A knock at my bedroom door has me shifting upright. I jump to my feet and walk toward the door, opening it to find Austin on the other side, our spy whose job is to report on anything rival families might be planning. He has a knack for gathering information. Austin has a sly smirk as he holds up a file. Kane hates Austin and always has, and I can't deny I'm not crazy about the guy. However, if anyone can locate my Ellie, it's him. "I think I found them, and I've got a feeling they have her," he says, nodding for me to walk with him. My heart rate accelerates and a flood of hope enters me. I leave my room not caring that I'm only wearing pants. Where are they? "The border of Mexico, El Paso. One of my men told me that the guys from up here have fled down there, and given me their location." He digs his phone out of his pocket, pulling up an image of one of the guys I put in the hospital over 2 weeks ago. I sent him this picture and he confirmed they are there. He passes me the file. "They said they're keeping a girl locked up." My fists ball, and I can feel the rage heating me. Bastards. Austin eyes me carefully. "What's your plan of action?" "Kill every single one of them for touching my woman. I'll head down there and get her," I say through gritted teeth. Austin tilts his head to the side. "Rick won't allow it, not with the news I've just given him this morning." He shakes his head. I raise a questioning eyebrow. Austin holds his hands up in the air. "Ask him about it, it's not my place to tell you." I sigh heavily. "I'll go alone and I won't tell Rick." A whisper of a smirk plays on Austin's lips. "I thought you might say that, but it will be dangerous." I crack my knuckles. "Who do you think you're talking to?" He nods. "Fair enough. Maybe ask Kane to go along with you. He will help out, I'm sure." I nod. "Yeah, I'll run it by Kane." "Thanks, Austin. I appreciate this." I clap him on the back. "No problem." He gives me a short nod before heading down the corridor and out of sight. I gaze down at the file, thankful that Austin has found her. All those guys will wish they were never born when I get my hands on them. First, I need to get some breakfast. Suddenly, there's a light at the end of this tunnel of darkness I've spiraled into. Rick is sitting at the table holding a cup of coffee. His shoulders are hunched and tense. "Morning, Rick. What has your panties in a twist?" I say, jesting at him. He looks up at me momentarily and then down at his coffee. "Morning," he mutters. Okay, something is up with him. Rick shoulders so much stress in his position. I've never once wished for the power he has been forced to bear. Kane never wanted it, and I know it would go to my head if I were in his position. Rick was always the perfect candidate to lead when our father was murdered. "Seriously, what the hell is up with you?" I ask, sitting down across from him. He looks up and shakes his head. "Nick Giuliano has crossed us," he mutters, sipping his coffee. "Shit. Are you serious? What did he do?" Rick shrugs. "Austin found out his mom has been undercutting us on gun sales here in our fucking territory." I rub my hand across the back of my neck, feeling sick. 8 years since my father died, and we've had no problems. This is the first proper challenge since then. It makes sense why Austin was certain Rick wouldn't let me go to Texas to save Ellie. If we're on the brink of war with the Giuliano Mafia, then I shouldn't go. They run the county. They will kill any Romano who steps into their territory, especially the Underboss. Shit. What are we going to do? He takes a sip of his coffee. I've already put the plan in place with Austin, but I don't like it. I narrow my eyes at him. What is the plan? Blackmail. Rick shakes his head. It was that, or an all-out mafia war. There's no way this will go down well. I need to go to Texas, but I can't tell him. What are you going to blackmail him with? Rick's jaw clenches. His daughter. Fuck, I say, knowing how much my journey down there could screw up everything. When are they taking her? I ask, tapping my fingers on the kitchen table. Austin has a team ready to snatch her. They're waiting until nightfall to take her. I hate snatching relatives, but it's our best option. I nod, trying to work out how to get around this. The timing couldn't be fucking worse. A long silence stretches between us as I search my brain, trying to develop a plan. I will be gone for a few days, I say, glancing at the table. Where are you going? A potential lead on Ellie, up north. I shrug, hating lying to my brother, but I know it's my only choice. There's no chance he'll let me go down to Texas, not with tensions with the Romano Mafia at a high. You should take some guys with you, Rick says absent-mindedly. It's clear from the look in his eyes that his mind is somewhere else right now. I thought I might ask Kane if he could come along. Rick glances up and nods. Perhaps I should come too? Oh, shit. That's not a good idea. You should be here when the guys return with Giuliano's daughter. His shoulders slump, and I feel guilty for dissuading him. But Rick trying to tag along would ruin everything. Ellie means the world to me, even if that means lying to my brother. I stand from the table and grab a mug, pouring myself some coffee. Do you want any? I ask. No thanks. I nod and down the coffee, knowing I'll need the caffeine to keep me awake, as El Paso is at least a 30-hour drive from Philly. If Kane agrees to go with me, we can keep going through the night, taking turns driving. It would be easier to fly, but that would require clearance from Rick. Rick gets up from the table, running a hand through his hair. I'm going to make preparations for our guest. He winces at the word, knowing she won't be a guest. I give him a nod. Be careful when you go up north and get Kane to go with you, he says. I will. I keep my attention on my bowl rather than on him. If I look at him, I know my eyes will betray me. I've always looked up to Rick. Lying to him doesn't sit well with me. He walks out and leaves me in peace, but I've still got to get Kane to help me. My mind is running wild with so many thoughts. What has Ellie been through during her time captive? The guys who took her are the lowest of the low, and I hope none of them were stupid enough to have hurt her. But I've got a feeling that's wishful thinking. I stand from the table, put my bowl in the sink, and head back upstairs toward Kane's room. Hopefully he'll help me with this, as I have no other choice. As I near his room, loud moans echo down the corridor. I can't help but smirk as I remember him interrupting me 2 weeks ago. Then a sense of sadness sets in, as that was the last time I saw Ellie. It is time I repay the favor. I knock at the door hard 3 times. What the fuck? Kane growls. I hear him walk toward the door. He flings it open and glares at me. What is it, Leo? Emergency. Ellie has been located and I need you to come with me. Kane looks irritated as he glances back into his room. Fine. Give me 5 minutes and I'll meet you downstairs. He slams the door shut before I can reply. Oh, and Kane, I've lied to Rick about where she is because she's in Texas. We're about to kidnap the mob boss's daughter who runs Texas because they have crossed us. I will have to run those details by him in the car on the way there. At least then he won't be able to back out. Or perhaps he can. Fuck. I glance down and realize I haven't put on a shirt. The prospect of finding Ellie has obliterated everything else from my mind. The pure desperation to see her and hold her drives me wild. I head down the corridor to my room to grab a shirt. I'd started to lose hope over seeing Ellie again. Suddenly, I feel the glimmer of hope returning, like a ray of sunshine breaking through the dense clouds of despair that have filled me for 2 weeks. I'm coming for you, Bella. Please, hold on.
Chapter 16. Ellie. I wake on the cold, hard ground. The chains cut into my wrists and ankles when I move, opening the already infected wounds. My clothes are tattered and stink so bad, I think I've got used to the smell. At first, it made me vomit, until I became desensitized to it. God knows how long I've been here. I groan as my brain pounds in my skull. Dehydration and hunger are getting to me, and my body is exhausted. I've been kept captive by Bruce in this basement ever since we left the Romano mansion. Being away from Leo has hurt more than I can explain, more than being cut and tortured and worse. Bruce has done unspeakable and disgusting things to me. Still, none of them hurt me more than being away from the man I've inexplicably fallen for. The bloody wounds on my body will leave more scars than I already had, but I can't find it in me to care anymore. All I can think about during the long hours trapped here is Leo. I hold on to the image of his perfect, beautiful face, longing to see him again. I know he'll never find me, and probably wouldn't want to either. I was his plaything to punish. He has probably long forgotten all about me, which hurts more than I can explain. They've taken me away from him, far away. The journey to this place was at least an 8-hour drive. I try to shift back toward the wall, forcing my aching muscles to move against their will. Every part of me hurts more than I can put into words. The click of the door opening to the basement makes my stomach twist with sickness. I push my back harder against the cold stone wall, as if I could disappear. The echo of slow steps leading down here makes me want to throw up. It's a sound I've grown to fear. I know Bruce's footsteps now, having learned to fear them.
"Morning, sweetheart,"
he says, clutching a water bottle and an energy bar. Every morning, he brings the same things down. He chucks them at me, making sure the bottle hits me. I don't have the energy to stop it, as it clashes into my throat, making me gasp for breath. If I had any energy, I'd kick the guy in the nuts. Lately, I've been dreaming about strangling him to death whenever I nod off to sleep. I guess that's what happens when you're abused for so long.
"You best eat that.
He nods to the energy bar on the floor.
You've got a long day ahead of you."
I narrow my eyes at him, crossing my arms over my chest. The energy bars make me feel like shit, and I know he's drugging them. No, thanks. He kneels in front of me and grabs the bar off the floor. I writhe, trying to get away from him. It irritates me how my body reacts on instinct to his touch. I want him to believe I'm not affected by him or what he has done to me, but it's impossible. He unwraps the bar and then grabs hold of my jaw forcefully, opening my mouth. I bite down hard the moment his finger slips into the side of my mouth and he yelps, dropping the bar into my lap.
"You fucking bitch,"
he growls, holding onto his bleeding finger. He slaps me hard across the face again and then grabs hold of my neck forcefully. I struggle to draw in a breath, fighting against him.
"Open your mouth if you want to breathe again,"
he snarls. I open it reluctantly, desperate to draw breath. Bruce shoves half the bar down my throat, blocking my airways. I can't breathe, and I am choking as he drops me to the floor. Attempting to swallow it doesn't work, so I try to spit it out, succeeding after a few attempts. My restraints are cutting into me the more I try to pull against them.
"Pathetic little Ellie,"
he says, kicking me in the stomach hard. It knocks the wind from me and makes it impossible to breathe again. Bruce better hope I never slip through these fucking restraints, or I really will strangle him to death. I've never killed anyone, and it's not something I condone, but for Bruce, I'd bend my fucking morals. The thought of choking the life out of him fills me with glee. He kicks me again for good measure and then spits on me. The sound of more footsteps descending into the basement makes me freeze. All this time I've been here, I've only seen Bruce.
"Bruce, the boss just rang to say it's time. Get the girl up and presentable,"
a man says. I can't see his face where he lurks in the shadows by the stairs.
"With pleasure,"
Bruce says, moving toward me. He pulls the chains off the hooks up high from the walls and tugs on them hard, forcing me to my feet. My knees wobble, and I collapse under the sudden pressure. I've been forced to sit or squat since I've been here, never once allowed to get to my feet.
Get up.
Bruce spits. Despite the pain shooting through my entire body, I try to push myself up.
You probably have to help her since she hasn't stood for nearly 2 weeks, Bruce.
2 weeks. That's how long they've kept me in here, in worse conditions than an animal. Bruce grabs hold of my arm so hard, I yelp as he drags me to my feet. The pain coursing through my legs is ridiculous as he forces me to put weight on them.
Come on.
Bruce drags me toward the stairs and up them, following the other man. What the fuck is going on? I yell, trying to break away from him despite knowing he is the only thing holding me up right now.
Shut it, or I'll gag you.
He drags me up a flight of stairs into a dilapidated shack he has been living in. It stinks of weed and is dingy as hell. All the windows are covered with dark black curtains, so there's no light. Dirt and mold are growing out of old food containers left on every available workspace. It's worse than his place back in Philly, which I used to clean constantly. Bruce continues up the stairs, forcing me ahead of him. The temptation to try to pull him down with me is strong, but he's holding the chains too tightly for me to make any sudden moves. The cold metal is cutting into the already deep infected wounds. Bruce yanks me to a stop with them, making me yelp in pain.
Open the door,
he says. I reach for it and open the door, revealing a bathroom. Bruce forces me inside and then shuts the door, locking it. He steps forward and grabs hold of the restraints on my wrists, placing a key in one of them.
I will unlock you so you can wash, but no funny business.
He glares at me. I shudder at the thought of getting undressed in front of Bruce.
Strip,
he commands. The warning in his eyes is clear. I've had enough pain for now. My shoulders slump as I unbutton the bloody, tattered dress barely clothing me. I wince as I peel it from my bloody skin, hating what this man has done to me. The bloody clothes fall to a heap on the floor, and Bruce steps forward, running his fingers across the open, infected cuts on my body. His eyes light up with a sick hunger, and I know he's turned on. It makes me want to throw up. He walks toward the bath and runs the taps, leaving me shivering in filth. I must smell awful, but I'm so used to it I can't tell. The way he has forced me to live has been horrendous, beyond anything I could have imagined.
Get in,
he commands. I step toward the bath, swallowing hard as I wonder if it's warm or cold. He's a sick son of a bitch. It will be too hot and scald my skin, or so cold I'll go into shock. I dip my toe in first, and I'm surprised to find it's warm. There's something off about it, though. Bruce always likes to inflict pain, and I expect it whenever he is involved.
I said get in,
he repeats. Slowly, I lower myself into the water, wincing as it covers my stinging wounds. Despite the pain, my muscles relax in the heat, a sensation I haven't felt ever since Bruce took me. I cringe as Bruce's hands land on my shoulders, squeezing tightly. Damn it. The fact my body reacts with fear to him annoys me. I know he loves his control over me, and that I'm scared of him. He grabs hold of a bottle of shampoo and squeezes it out into his palm. The fact he intends to wash my hair makes me sick. Everything this man does makes me sick. I can do it, I say, trying to grab the bottle from his hand. He pulls me away and grabs a knife from his pocket, setting it on the side of the bath.
Don't defy me, Ellie.
I swallow hard, recognizing the knife he has been using on me ever since he captured me. He pours a bucket of water over my hair in 2 weeks, and my eyes are sensitive as fuck. It takes longer than I've ever known for my vision to adjust. We're parked up outside an old abandoned warehouse. Bruce is outside, leaving me alone and untied for a moment. The thought of escape floods me with adrenaline. I reach out for the back door and tug on it to find the child lock is on. Fuck. I had hoped Bruce was stupid enough to overlook that detail, but I underestimated his intelligence. Voices chatter away outside. Do they intend to sell me for trafficking? It's the only reason I can think of them bringing me somewhere like this. The door swings open, and Bruce drags me out of my seat, making me stumble on the pavement. My knees scrape on the concrete beneath me as he drags me, not allowing me a moment to get to my feet. Out of sheer will, I force my feet to the pavement and stand, despite being dragged across the hard floor. He steps into the building, and we walk down a corridor with blood-stained floors. It is even on the walls. The sight of the blood makes me shiver. There are loads of guys milling about, some I've seen before. Jimmy and Ryan, the assholes who Leo beat up, are both whispering to each other and smirking at me. Fucking assholes. I'm not sure what they're smirking at, considering the last time I saw them, they had their asses handed to them by Leo. Bruce drags me to the center of the room. What the fuck are you doing to me? I spit, trying pathetically to writhe out of his grip. Normally, I can put up a decent fight against Bruce. He's not exactly the strongest man ever, but I've got no damn energy, and my whole body hurts too much.
Shut it, sweet cheeks,
he says, gripping my cut wrists tightly and making me wince. He forces me down onto the chair and fastens the bindings around my ankles and wrists. They're so tight that the infected wounds bleed, dripping blood onto the floor. I can't find it in me to care, though. He fastens a rope around my waist, confining me tightly to the chair. All I want to know is what the fuck is happening. Honest to God, if I get my hands around Bruce's throat, I will squeeze the life out of him. I've got a terrible feeling deep in my gut about what is happening here. This is different from the past 2 weeks. I feel a plan far bigger than myself is at play, which sends shivers down my spine. Tell me why the fuck I'm here, I spit, leering at the man who I hate more with every passing hour. God, I'm embarrassed about how long I stayed under his control, letting him treat me like shit. The guy was trouble from the start, and I knew it. Why am I attracted to the wrong guys? Leo is the wrong guy too, even if he's nothing like Bruce. He's a murderer, and that's the fact that I know for certain. He may not have been convicted since their name protects him, but it doesn't make him any less guilty. I'm a thief, but his crimes are far more brutal.
I told you to shut your mouth,
Bruce says, bringing the back of his hand down hard against my cheek. I spit in his face, wishing I could kill this guy more than anything. I'm no murderer, but there's only so much abuse from a person you can take before you turn into one. He returns his arm to strike again, but Ryan stops him, eyes wide.
Fucking hell, Bruce, did you forget what the boss said?
He shakes his head.
Fuck the boss. She deserved it.
Ryan forces him away, clutching his arm hard.
He isn't someone to fuck with.
Bruce sneers at him.
Don't be a fucking wuss, Ryan. He'll never know.
He shakes his head.
The guy isn't even in Texas, for fuck's sake.
Texas. My stomach sinks, and I realize how bad that is. Philly is over a 30-hour drive from here. Leo is so far away, as America isn't exactly a small country. If he were searching for me by some small chance, it would be like searching for a needle in a haystack. I feel the despair growing inside me like moss on glass, blocking the light. The tiny ounce of hope I clung to is no longer there. It's been snuffed out. Deep down, I'd held on to the hope that Leo might be looking for me and might still find me. This is real life, with no unicorns, fairies, or happy endings. Ryan glares at Bruce for a few moments before walking away. I watch him walk over to Jimmy and whisper, glancing at me. Those guys are joined at the hip. Bruce leaves me tied to the chair and heads back out the way we came in. I scan the room, looking for signs of what is coming. One man is lingering on one side with his eyes fixed on me. I've never seen him, but he seems fixated on me, watching me like a hawk. Enzo, the bouncer from Mode, is there too. If he hadn't stopped me, I'd be away by now. Leo would never have caught me, and I'd be living with a new identity, probably somewhere in South America. Instead, everything went to shit. Except for the week I spent with Leo. A week of perfect bliss makes all this feel more terrible. It makes me long for what I can never have. The tears prickle in my eyes again. I blink frantically, making sure they don't fall. I can't let Bruce see how much this has got to me. It will only give him satisfaction knowing he broke me. That's the last thing I want. I dig my fingers into my palms, forcing myself to claw them back. It works, and I can feel the pain of reminiscence fading before long. I force myself not to think about Leo and focus on the now. My heart skips a beat as I notice Bruce drag 2 other women behind him, forcing them past my room. Maybe my first clue was right, and this is a sale. He didn't exactly treat me well if he wants to sell me. I probably look like I've been dragged through a damn pigsty. Maybe that's what these sick bastards are into, women that have been beaten up. Bruce returns, eyes falling on me. He walks straight toward me with a menacing grin on his face. I keep my chin up, hiding my fear of this man. "Why am I here, Bruce?" I ask as he walks around the back of my chair and fiddles with the restraints on my wrists. I struggle to breathe as he tightens them.
It's sir to you, bitch. Don't forget your manners now.
He spits, yanking a fistful of my hair.
And all will be revealed in time. No more fucking questions, or I'll take my belt to you right here in front of everyone.
An involuntary shiver runs down my spine at the mention of his belt. It's his old fucking trick to get me to behave, beating me with a belt. The thought of him stripping me in front of all these men and doing it is enough to shut me up. That's saying something, considering I rarely shut up. I focus on my lap as he tightens the restraints even more before tying them. This man will never tire of causing me pain, even more so since I tried to leave him. He won't rest until he breaks me, but I'm a stubborn woman. If he's selling me, I'll fucking relish it. Anything to get away from my ex-boyfriend forever. Even if my life won't be worth living. It can't be worse than this.
Chapter 17. Leo. The heaviness of what I'm doing makes me feel sick as I wait for Kane. The engine of the SUV is running and my mind is in chaos. How is Kane going to take the truth? My eldest brother hates going against Rick's orders or going behind his back. I wouldn't say I like it, but I have no choice. Movement at the front door catches my attention, and Kane is heading toward the car. He has a small satchel over his shoulder. I rev the engine as he jumps into the passenger seat, huffing. He doesn't waste a second before he asks the dreaded question, "Where are we off to, then?" I slip the car into drive and pull down our driveway toward the gates. Texas. Kane sighs heavily. Fuck, that's a long drive. He runs a hand over his shaved head. What town? El Paso, I say, wondering how to bring up the fact Rick thinks we're heading north. We'll be gone for a few days then, he mutters, shaking his head, pulling his phone out of his pocket and typing a text. I can't help but smirk at how attached he is to Jasmine. Kane never struck me as the kind of guy to fall the way he has for Jasmine. Yeah, I pause a moment, indecision plaguing me. Kane hasn't heard about the Giuliano Mafia's moves against us. He doesn't know they've been selling guns in our territory. It means I could keep him blind about the whole thing. I shake my head, knowing I couldn't keep it up the entire time. The guilt would eat me alive. Also, Rick thinks we're heading north. I glance over at him. He visibly stiffens beside me. Why the fuck does he think that? I pull onto the main road, contemplating how to break the news. He just found out that the Giuliano Mafia crossed us, selling guns into our territory. I pause for a moment, dreading his reaction. He's got a team going to snatch Nick Giuliano's daughter as we speak. Fuck! Kane's voice turns up a notch. We can't drive into enemy territory once those guys have stolen his daughter. We'll be fucking bait ready for picking. I grit my teeth together, knowing how dangerous this is. I will go alone. No way am I letting you go alone. He shakes his head. No one should be going. My heart pounds faster at the prospect of Kane derailing this. What would you do if it was Jasmine down there? I know it's a low blow, but he has to see this from my perspective. Ellie is as important to me as Jasmine is to him. He can't understand how it has been without her for the past 2 weeks. Pure fucking torture. He growls lowly. I'd drive in there and kill anyone who stood in between Jasmine and me, he says. Exactly. You've got to know I've got no choice in this, I say, rubbing the back of my neck. Ellie is everything to me, and I'll do anything to get her back. Kane's hand lands on my arm, drawing my attention to him. I'm with you, little brother, he sighs. Even if Rick will kill us for this. I breathe a sigh of relief. The last thing I wanted to do was fight with Kane over this. Thanks, Kane. We fall into a tense silence as I turn onto the highway. We leave our home and brother behind, knowing we're betraying him for the first time. A long journey ahead of us, which I know will feel longer because I'm itching to see her. It doesn't sit well with me, and definitely won't with Kane. The danger is real and more acute than anything we've experienced. But Ellie is worth it. I know without a doubt, as I speed down the highway, I'd die trying to save her. The engine purrs as Kane takes his turn to drive the last leg of the journey. I've fallen in and out of sleep for hours. The sun is setting and staining the sky a deep red. As I stare out the window, it feels like a warning of what is coming this evening. Blood will run like a river tonight. I can feel it in my veins. We're speeding toward a danger we've never encountered before. One unspoken but unbreakable rule is to keep mob business out of other mafia families' territories. But this is different. For one, it sounds like the Romano Mafia has already fucking broke that rule. And for two, Ellie has been taken out of our territory. I have to get her back. It's been a long fucking drive as each of us takes turns for a few hours. We've only had a few hours sleep in over 30 hours. Rick will kill both of us when he realizes what we've done, but he doesn't understand. He couldn't. Only Kane can understand what I'm going through right now. He went through the same shit with Jasmine, but lucky for him, he got her back far quicker. His hands are tight on the steering wheel and his jaw clenched. I know he hates going behind Rick's back like this, but what other choice do we have? Not to mention he had to leave Jasmine. Since she was kidnapped, he doesn't like leaving her for long periods. Ellie might not even be alive when we get there. Her ex-boyfriend might have killed her for leaving him. The thought makes the pain grow in my chest. She has to be alive. It's the only thing that is keeping me going. Either way, her ex will die a painful and brutal death. The music on the stereo is all that falls between the two of us. We've both had little to say the entire trip, even less the closer we get to our destination. I'm taking the next turning, Kane says, breaking the silence. I clock the sign for El Paso. We're getting close, aren't we? Yeah, we're almost there. Rick will have our asses for this, Kane sighs heavily. But we didn't have a choice. I nod my head. I appreciate this, Kane, I say, ensuring he knows how serious I am. Thank you. Don't worry about it, little bro. He shoves my shoulder playfully. This journey would have been tough to make alone, not to mention boring as fuck. Sure, we have barely spoken, but having company makes all the difference. I couldn't have kept driving straight through last night without resting. Are you expecting to find her at this location? Kane asks, nodding at the GPS. I shrug. Austin said he'd pinpointed the guys I beat up to this location. They've been holding a girl captive since they arrived in El Paso. Kane gives me one nod, focusing his attention on the road. The GPS directs us to El Paso's outskirts, in a run-down area that seems uninhabited. It tells us to pull into an abandoned industrial site, the kind of place run by criminals. I hope this isn't Giuliano-owned, he says as we enter the shady industrial estate. Places like this are often mob-owned, far from civilization, and perfect for illegal operations. As far as I've heard, the Romano Mafia have their hands in many pies. They dabble in guns, drugs, prostitution, and human trafficking, to name a few. They're nasty guys to come across, but they don't have the same power as us. It's crazy they tried to take us on, especially since I'd heard Nick Giuliano has his head screwed on. I've never met him, but I know Rick has dealt with him in the past. He often meets with leaders of other mob families to agree on peace and territory. Nick Giuliano has always been respectful of the Romano name in the past. God knows what changed, but he's gone down a slippery fucking slope. This is the unit according to the GPS, Kane says, pulling into a parking space, outside a run-down old warehouse. Doesn't look like it has been used for years, but we both know better. Our family owns similar-looking places all around the damn country. The smells of the Giuliano mob, I say, narrowing my eyes at the place. Kane grunts his agreement, nodding his head. We need to be careful. He runs a hand over the back of his neck. Do you think she's in there? There's only one way to find out. I shrug, keeping my eyes on the unit, searching for movement. There's no sign of anyone in there or any vehicles parked outside. I open the door, sliding out of the passenger's seat. The adrenaline pulsing through my veins heightens as I march for the door. Kane sets a hand on the door to stop me, forcing me to look at him. His eyes ground me. Keep your head screwed on, little brother. He shakes his head. Think before you act. It's ironic to hear Kane saying that to me. Normally, it's the other way around. Kane's the hothead who can't control himself. Until I met Ellie, I'd always been level-headed and a planner. She has sent me spiraling and changed me in a way I never believed possible. I swallow hard and nod slowly. I will, I promise, I say, knowing my actions in there could put both of us in danger. He lets go of the door and I pull it open, a screech echoing through the air. The darkness of the building calls to me, ready to swallow me whole. This is it, my time of reckoning. Will it be my undoing?
Chapter 18. Ellie. Bruce stands in the center of the room, clapping his hands to draw everyone's attention. At first, no one listens to him, carrying on with what they're doing. He whistles next, and still no one pays him any attention. I can't help but smirk at how much of an ass he looks right now. His face twists with rage, and he pulls his gun out of his waistband. I watch as he aims it in the air and shoots it. Many of the guys flinch at the sound, and everyone turns their attention to him.
It is time,
he shouts, tucking his gun back into his waistband.
All of you should know the plan and your roles. I expect no cock-ups, or there will be hell to pay.
He nods toward the mezzanine above us.
To your posts, now.
I watch as everyone disperses, collecting their possessions and clearing the warehouse. Many men walk toward the stairs leading up to the mezzanine floor. All of them are leaving the main floor, except for Bruce. He walks toward me, smirking with a sickening smile, churning my stomach. A smile I've seen far too often of late in his cruel treatment of me. He delves into his pocket, pulling a thick gag out. He forces it into my mouth before I can ask what is happening.
No fucking this up,
he warns, tying the gag so tight around the back of my head it makes my jaw ache. He says nothing else, checking the restraints around my wrists and ankles that are holding me to the chair before turning toward the staircase up to the mezzanine. I let my gaze float up there, swallowing hard at the sight of at least 50 men staring down at me. All of them have their guns drawn. I don't need to be a genius to know something fucking bad is about to happen. It gets to me that I have no idea what it is. There's no way to prepare me for this mentally or gain any control over the situation. I tremble as fear slices through me like a knife through butter. My hands shake against the chair's hardwood, cutting the rope deeper into my cuts. I let my eyes return to the mezzanine to find Bruce's evil eyes on me. His lips curve into a smirk, reveling in my fear like he always does. The roar of an engine pulling up outside floods the otherwise silent warehouse. The prospect of learning what I'm here for edging even closer. A grating screech of the warehouse door being pried open echoes through the empty metal structure. A flood of quick footsteps follows, making my heart rate spike. What the hell is happening? Although it's a whisper, a voice cuts through clear as day.
She has got to be in here.
I blink a few times, wondering if I truly heard the voice I never thought I'd hear again. Leo's voice. There's a quiet grunt in response as the footsteps get closer. I panic when I realize he's walking right into a trap. They intend to kill him. There's nothing I can do to stop him or warn him. The gag is bound so tightly around my mouth that I can't move my jaw. I can't warn him by making a noise. I glance up to the balcony, and Bruce smirks at me. His gun is snug in his hand as he points it at me. Bruce loves this. Leo isn't stupid, but he can't expect the ambush waiting for him. I can't let him die, but I'm powerless. He's walking into a warehouse with at least 50 armed men waiting for him. Bruce is using me as bait to get to Leo. I keep my eyes fixed on the entrance to the warehouse, waiting to see him. The prospect of seeing his face still excites me despite everything. When the footsteps stop and someone appears at the entrance, it isn't Leo. Kane Romano stands in the doorway, shoulders wide. It's 2 beats before Leo appears by his side, eyes meeting mine within a second. It feels like my heart soars when I set my eyes on him. A moment of pure longing passes between us as we stare at each other. I shake my head, trying to warn him. Instead, he starts forward. My eyes fix on Kane's attention, and I shake my head, trying to get him to understand. He reads my panic, grabbing Leo's arm and pulling him to a stop.
What the fuck?
Kane claps his hand over Leo's mouth, warning in his gaze. Leo's eyes widen as Kane whispers something to him. They're both out of view of the men waiting above me. One wrong step could end in death for both of them. It doesn't look like they've brought any backup with them. They may be Romanos, but they're not invincible. No one is. Both Leo and Kane search the warehouse, scanning for something. I glance up at the mezzanine, noticing Bruce glaring down at me. He has his pistol aimed at my head, warning in his eyes. I can tell Bruce is itching to shout at me to tell me to stay still. He can't, though. Not without giving away their position and their entire plan. I tear my eyes away from him, shifting my gaze to Kane and Leo. They're no longer there, and my heart sinks. Maybe they've decided it's too much of a risk. As I realize I will never be back in Leo's arms, my chest aches. Everything is against us. I never expected to see him again. Why did he come here? The Romano Mafia doesn't like people taking what is theirs. Leo could have come here to claim his possession and assert his family's dominance. That's all this could be. A load of macho mafia bullshit. I don't dare allow myself to hope that he cares about me the way I care about him. Even if the prospect makes my heart soar, I know it's an unlikely scenario. Bruce broke into their home and disrespected their family. What he did isn't something they can allow to go unpunished. I tremble in anticipation, feeling so useless. Bruce knows how to tie a bind that I can't slip, and today is no different. All I want to do is get out of this chair and go to him, even if this is only about revenge. I don't care. I've lost my heart to him, and I need to see him more than anything. All I want is to hold him tight and never let go. Bruce clears his throat, forcing my attention back to him. He lifts a finger to his lips and then drags his thumb across his throat, threatening me in silence. I swallow hard and focus my attention on my lap. I don't trust myself to keep my eyes on the doorway, knowing my reaction could give away their return. Perhaps they will return with backup. Leo wouldn't have come all this way, just 2 of them. Leo appears again in the doorway, drawing my attention to them. Kane is next to him, and both are holding devices and wearing thick goggles on their heads. Leo's bright gaze locks with mine again, sending a shiver down my spine. Despite myself, I flood with warmth. There's a loud commotion as Kane sets off his devices, and Leo does the same, pulling their goggles down over their eyes. It's only a few moments until it's clear what the devices were. The room floods with smoke, making it impossible to see. My eyes sting as the smoke floods around me, forcing me to shut them tight. My heart pounds faster as gunshots go off around me, making me sick to the stomach. There's no way those guys shooting can see. They're just setting off rounds blind, which is fucking absurd. Bruce tied my legs to the chair legs, making it impossible for me to stand up. At least if they'd been free, I could have forced myself to the floor. Instead, I'm a sitting duck while these assholes fire rounds left, right, and center. I gasp as one bullet misses me by inches, taking a chunk out of the chair behind me. A tremble runs through my spine as I realize just how likely it is I'll get hit. I clamp my eyes shut, praying Leo gets to me before anyone else does. He couldn't have made it to me, only for one of us to be shot. The man I've longed to see for 2 painstaking weeks is so close, yet far away. The man who kept me fighting, even though I had no idea if he cared for me the way I cared for him. Fate has a way of playing cruel tricks on you, and all I can do is pray that this isn't one of those times.
Chapter 19. Leo. The loud claps of gunshots fill the cavernous warehouse building. What I feared might happen, but also expected. Adrenaline floods through my veins as I draw my gun, glancing over at Kane. He gives me a short nod with his gun in his hands. The goggles protect us from the stinging smoke and help us see through it. My instincts were on point about tonight. This will be a bloodbath. We move together side by side, edging into the warehouse. These idiots are shooting their guns without knowing where the fuck we are. I see a guy walking toward us from the corner of my eye. Tension coils through my muscles as I point my gun at his shooting arm. I dodge a wayward bullet that almost meets its mark, before pulling the trigger as the guy to my left crumples to the floor, crying out in pain. The silhouette of a guy approaching us catches my attention, and I aim for his gun arm. I dodge a wayward bullet from the shooters. The bullet meets its mark, and the guy crumples to the floor, crying out in pain. A guy to our right heads through the smoke, ever nearing us, but Kane shoots him in the nick of time. His body crumples to the ground in a heap as we press forward. I don't care about the risk to my life or the danger I'm in, but I can't save Ellie if I get hit. Ellie's all that matters to me. The smoke screen gives us the element of surprise. Still, it also hinders us, as I can't see Ellie anymore, despite the mask making it easier to see. Desperation is a strange and powerful sensation. I've lost all common sense because my need to save her outweighs it. For the first time, I've walked into a dangerous situation with no plan, basically into a death trap. Ellie is being used as bait, and like the love-sick idiot I am, I took it. There will be hell to pay for those who set me up, but I can't think about that now. Focus is the key to getting the three of us out of here in one fucking piece. Ellie is sitting in the center of this room, and I fix her position in my mind, continuing to move closer. It angers me that I can't see through all of this fucking smoke, which was Kane's bright idea. Granted, we would probably both be dead without it right now. My heart pounds faster as adrenaline continues to flow through my veins. The thick smoke swirls around us as we take careful but hurried steps forward, almost bashing straight into one of the men. Before we knock into him, Kane notices and shoots his kneecap, forcing him to collapse to the floor. The aim is to get Ellie and get her out, no killing. We're in a rival mob's territory, and killing people will only escalate the tension. I intend to make Ellie's ex-boyfriend suffer as much as I can, but I get a feeling the chance won't come to me today. The guy Kane shot rocks on the floor, wailing and clutching his busted knee. I step around him, kicking his gun out of reach. This situation is life or death, an attempt to wipe us out in a devised and planned attack on the Romano family. Kane moves by my side, shooting down people with brutal, fast precision. He's the best marksman in our organization, but his next bullet lands higher than it should in the guy's chest. I hope to high hell it's not Ellie's ex, as the guy Kane just shot could die from that wound. I need to make that man pay for what he took from me. He will die a slow and torturous death. As some smoke begins to clear, Ellie comes into my view, forcing me to quicken my pace. If all the smoke goes, we'll be in real shit. My stomach twists, as she hasn't noticed me yet, her eyes burning from the smoke as tears trickle down her cheeks. 2 long and torturous weeks. I've spent every waking moment trying to find my little thief. The woman I inexplicably fell for is now a few meters away from me. A gunshot rings out, and a bullet races in front of my face, missing me by inches. I stop suddenly, realizing how dangerous this is for Ellie, who is chained to a chair and unable to dodge any wayward shots. We may not have had any choice, but I'm already regretting coming in here because she could get shot. As more smoke clears, I realize Ellie is not unguarded in the center of the room. A man I recognize stands behind her with his gun aimed at the back of her head. My woman's head. Rage coils through as I continue forward, panic racing through my veins as I see him squeeze the trigger, intending to shoot her dead. It feels like time slows to a halt as I lunge toward her in sheer desperation, knowing I have to stop the bullet from hitting her no matter what. I clash with Ellie, sending the chair crashing to the floor with her on it. She makes a muffled sound as her body hits the hard concrete floor. A spray of blood arcs into the air, coating my face and clothes. Desperately, I search Ellie for any signs of a gunshot wound, but she's clean. Her eyes meet mine, and then she glances down at my arm,
tears spilling down her cheeks, making me realize the shot pierced my arm. The adrenaline blocks the pain, and it doesn't fucking matter anyway, as it's a flesh wound. It will hurt like a bitch when the rush wears off, but I'll live. All that matters is that Ellie's brains are still safely in her skull. Ellie tries to speak, struggling against the tight gag in her mouth. I let my fingers move to the back of her head, undoing the knot. She gasps a deep breath, and then speaks.
You've been shot.
I shake my head. I can hardly feel it, but we need to get the hell out of here. I mutter into her ear, using my good arm to grab the cold, jagged metal strapped to my calf. Ellie is lashed to the chair, forcing me to cut off the ropes. Once they're cut, I feel rage flood through me. The tight ropes have opened older, infected wounds. The blood is dripping down Ellie's arm. I clench my jaw, trying not to think about what she's endured while in their capture for 2 weeks. I took too long to get to her. A day would have been too fucking long. But I couldn't find her. If I think about it, I won't be able to leave here without killing every fucking asshole here. Who did this to you? I ask, letting a finger trace the gash. Her eyes meet mine and she shakes her head.
It doesn't matter right now. We need to get out of here.
I wince as I move to my hands and knees. Can you crawl? She nods her head.
I can, but you can't with that arm.
Despite feeling more out of control than ever, I keep my voice calm. Let me worry about my arm. This situation is the most dangerous situation I've found myself in during the years I have been involved in the Romano Mafia. Not to mention I have something to lose. Ellie, I can't let us be parted ever again. Follow me, I say. Ellie nods in reply and crawls on her hands and knees after me. As we move, bullets ricochet off the metal structure and walls around us. Every second, the smoke screen's effectiveness reduces, increasing the danger. Kane drops to his knees by my side. You're hit. Is it bad? He asks. I'll live, I say, feeling the pain of the wound increase as I crawl on all fours toward the exit. His eyes go to Ellie and he gives her a nod. We need to get the fuck out of here as fast as possible. No shit, Sherlock, I say, noticing the smoke is getting so thin I can almost see the exit. We're sitting ducks, waiting to be shot. Kane takes the lead, keeping his head low. I freeze as a bullet hits the floor, missing Ellie by a whisper, as I pull her to her feet in one quick move. The smoke isn't working, so we need to run for it. Kane jumps to his feet, turning his back toward us. I'll cover you. He lets off 3 rounds, shooting 3 men to the floor with faultless precision. I hesitate only for a second before I pull Ellie into a run by my side. Our feet pound against the concrete as we rush toward the exit. I keep my hand tight around hers, vowing I won't let go of her no matter what happens. Since the smoke has cleared, I can see cuts and bruises all over Ellie's face, making me red with rage. With all my willpower, I force thoughts of what she endured in captivity from my mind, knowing that if I let it take root, I'll turn around and kill as many of these bastards as I can. Her ex-boyfriend had better hope that he died in here from a gunshot today. If he survives, I will come back for him and make him pay for the shit he put her through. Kane slows the men down, who seem to be unending. How many men do they have waiting for us? He shoots one more guy as we reach the exit to the main warehouse before turning and rushing after us. Run, he growls, forcing us to sprint even harder. Ellie is fast, keeping a foot ahead of me the whole fucking way. I'm unsure why I expected any different. She's a tough fighter. The sun streams through the open door ahead of us, paving our way to freedom. Kane keeps the chasing men at bay, letting off 2 more rounds. Shouts and screams of men behind us echo through the space. The 3 of us rush into the parking lot through the exit, dashing for the SUV. Kane makes it there first, unlocking the car and sliding into the driver's seat. Ellie and I dive into the back seats. Kane revs the engine and quickly pulls out of the parking lot, shoving his foot flat to the floor. Gunshots ring out, and bullets hit the armored body of our SUV. Ellie sighs a breath of relief and no doubt thinks it's all over. It's not. I don't have the heart to tell her the truth. We have at least an 8-hour drive through enemy territory until we reach our territory, Oklahoma. It's unspoken between my brother and me, but as he speeds at over 90 in a 30, he knows all too well. There's no slowing down for anything until we're out of danger. We may have left the warehouse, but that is the start of a long and nervy journey. It's still unclear if those guys are affiliated with the Giuliano mob, but Giuliano is likely behind all of this. First they sell into our territory, and then they try to wipe out 2 Romano family members. If they want war, then war is what they'll get.
Chapter 20. Ellie. There's something these guys aren't telling me. We're away and safe, but there's a tension unlike anything I've ever felt. Kane is keeping his foot on the gas, speeding toward the border of New Mexico. After 20 minutes of driving, the silence is broken.
How the fuck do they know to wait for you?
Kane growls, shoulders tense.
Fuck knows,
Leo says, wincing as he sits up straighter.
Austin gave you that location, didn't he?
Kane asks, a voice full of suspicion.
Yeah, but he couldn't have known they were luring us there with her.
Leo shakes his head.
His contact is probably rogue and working for the Giuliano Mafia. Bullshit.
Kane spits, the veins in his neck straining against his skin.
The guy's a sneaky fucking snake.
I swallow hard. It's the first time I've met Leo's eldest brother, and he's living up to the angry right-hand man he's been painted to be.
No way Austin would do that. It would be too fucking risky for him.
Leo rubs the back of his neck.
He's been compromised, and his contact knew he could lure us down there with that information.
Kane sighs heavily.
Maybe, but I don't like that guy.
He shakes his head.
Only me, you, and Austin knew where we were going. Rick didn't even fucking know.
Why would your spy want to walk you guys into a trap, anyway? Kane's eyes meet mine in the rearview mirror for the first time since we started driving.
He's power-hungry, and it wouldn't surprise me if you were making a play for leadership.
He turns his attention back to the road. Leo shakes his head.
I think you've got it wrong, Kane.
We're safe now, though, right? I ask, glancing at Leo. Leo's eyes flash with guilt, and he shakes his head.
There's tension between the Giuliano mob and us. The Giuliano Mafia owns Texas and New Mexico, as I know what is on the tip of my tongue. Words I've never said to anyone before, not even my own family. I love you, Ellie. I say as the tightness constricts around my throat at the emotion. Why the fuck do you think I drove down to Texas to get you out? A whisper of a smile plays at her full pink lips.
I thought it was some mafia bullshit, like you take my property and I'll come and get it back.
I shake my head, chuckling softly. No, although you're not far off with the mafia bullshit. I do have to do that too, but I came for you because I love you. I hold my breath, wondering if she will say it back.
I love you too, Leo.
She kisses me softly, and I hear a grunt from the other side of the room. Get a fucking room, Kane says, shifting in the bed and wincing. Ellie jumps to her feet and rushes for the door, calling Jasmine in. Jasmine is over by Kane's side in a flash. I watch him kiss her despite his injuries, devouring the girl as if he's starving for her. I can't help but smile as Ellie returns to my side. She's smiling too. The rescue didn't exactly go to plan, and the danger is far from over with the Giuliano Mafia. Still, we're together and alive, the whole family. We'll find a way to survive. It's what we always do.
Chapter 22. Epilogue. Ellie. 1 year later. I sit on the swing in the walled garden of the Romano mansion grounds, listening to the birds chirping in the trees. The rush of water from the nearby stream is calming and makes my chest feel light. It's almost sunrise, the reason I came out here so early. I pull my thick cardigan tighter, as the air is fresh this morning. The morning of my birthday, a day I never celebrate. Even as a kid, my parents didn't celebrate or give me presents. Once my granddad died when I was 5, every birthday after that was shit. My life has been one hell of a shit show, and I never believed it would get better. Then Leo turned up, and I fell into a dream. It's been a year to the day since he saved me from Bruce. To say we've been through some difficulties is an understatement. Finally, things are falling back into place. Now that I'm with Leo, life is full of danger, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Since I can remember, brutality and abuse have been common aspects of my life, but Leo is different. He may be the brutal underboss of the mob, but to me, he's a fierce and protective lover who would never hurt me. A man who would do anything to keep me safe. Bruce regretted the day he snatched me from Leo, but that is all part of a story for another day. Somehow, he escaped that warehouse alive, but I'm sure he wished he hadn't.
My ray of sunshine,
Leo says behind me. I smile at him, holding a hand out for him to join me on the double swing seat. He sits next to me, kissing me on the cheek.
What are you doing, Bella?
He slips a hand behind my neck and squeezes possessively, sending an aching need between my thighs.
I woke to find you were missing on your birthday, and there were so many things I wanted to do to you.
I shiver at his words, finding it awe-inspiring how simple words from him make my body react. Leo still knows how to get me going every time. I wanted to enjoy the sunrise this morning, I say, watching the orange light painting the sky as the sun rises.
It's beautiful, but not as beautiful as you,
he says, capturing my lips with his.
Happy birthday, Cicino.
When we part, I shrug. I don't celebrate my birthday. He cups my chin in his hands.
I celebrate it every fucking day. Without it, you wouldn't be here with me.
I chuckle at that. Leo always knows the right things to say. He cocks his head to the side, gazing into my eyes.
I've got a gift for you, mio amore.
He places his hand inside his pocket and pulls out a small black box. The sight of the box makes my heart pound harder and faster in my chest, and it accelerates when he drops to one knee in front of me.
Ellie, there's no doubt in my heart that you're my soulmate.
He pauses a moment, eyes so sincere it makes my chest ache.
The other half that completes me, and I want to solidify that with you.
He opens the box to reveal a simple but stunning solitaire diamond ring. I smile at how well he knows me, feeling tears well up deep in my chest. The last thing I'd want is some over-the-top ring. Simple is all I want. He knows that, and he knows me.
Will you marry me?
The tears spill down my cheeks as I can no longer contain them. Of course, I say, shaking my head. I can barely say anything else. The words I want to tell him won't come. What are the right words to express how much I adore the man in front of me? He slips the ring onto my finger, and I jump into his arms, kissing him passionately. It's always been easier for me to express my feelings physically. Leo groans against me as I kiss him, making the desire rise inside of me. He shifts his weight and pins me down to the ground, holding my arms up above my head. The fire in his eyes burns brightly and makes me quiver.
Remember, I'm in control.
He growls above me. I nod my head. Just the way I like it, sir. Leo grabs hold of my waist, making me sit up. He pulls my t-shirt over my head and I shiver. We can't do this out here, I protest, crossing my arms over my chest. He cocks his head to the side.
Why not? No one comes down here.
I shove him. How do you know? He doesn't reply. Instead, he kisses me. I shiver as his fingers tease under my bra cup, pinching my nipple and teasing it into a hard peak.
Live a little, baby.
He groans, grinding his thick cock into my thigh. I moan, nodding my head in agreement. A thrill runs through me at the thought of getting caught fucking in the garden. But Leo is right that the likelihood of someone coming down here this early is slim. Ever since the accident on the Oklahoma border, I've come down here every morning, feeling lucky to be alive. Lucky all of us are alive somehow. Until then, I'd never paid much attention to the simple things in life, such as the surrounding nature. He unclips my bra, freeing my breasts. The cold breeze mixing with my arousal makes my nipples even harder. Leo growls, sucking on each of them in turn and making me writhe beneath him. He moves back and glances down at me, adoration in his eyes. He unbuttons my pants next, easing them down my hips. The soft grass beneath me tickles my skin as I lay in only a thin, lacy thong. I watch as Leo pulls off his t-shirt and then unbuttons his pants, stripping to his boxers. The outline of his thick, hard length strains against the tight fabric, growing that all-consuming need inside of me.
Keep your hands above your head, Bella,
he says, stressing his accent because he knows I love it. I do as he says, fire igniting in my belly as I hold them together. He shifts between my thighs and lifts my hips, pulling my panties off. I shiver as he stares at me with a hunger so fierce. I feel so wanted and needed. He lowers his mouth to my heat, kissing me there at first. I shut my eyes, moaning as his touch is light. His tongue teases through my folds, parting me. Leo loves drawing out my pleasure, making me wait for it. It makes me feel good, submitting to a man who loves me and makes me feel good in a way I never knew possible. He slips 2 fingers